Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest one-shot adventure with Satan as our DM. I'm trying to stock up on as many of these as I possibly can because you guys are going to be going off to Saltmarsh here in May. So until then, Satan, you are more than welcome to always throw yourself an adventure here on One Shot Wednesdays.
I will take you up on that.
Yes. Also, for all of you guys who are just tuning in, it is April 17th, 2019, and you are loved. And I feel like that's always a very important thing to get out at the beginning of the episode because it is important for all of you people who tune in regularly to know that we appreciate you. And through our appreciation, that has also led us to create things like this sweet mug that you can get right here. The Indoor Adventures mug. Or potentially, if you want to get yourself a very nice hoodie, maybe a mug that has Ghost's face on it, you can get all sorts of really cool stuff at the Indoor Adventure merch store, which you can go to at bit.ly/adventure merch. Or, if you're really curious, in the chat as we play, you can use a command to summon the merch bot that will let you know where you can go to get stuff. I like merch bot. I think he's a cool guy. And tomorrow, I have the updated Blake t-shirt coming in so I can finally showcase the back of it instead of just saying that there's cool stuff on it. And for all of you who are going to Gen Con, Greybeard has been so gracious to pick me up a crop top. So while I am parading around Gen Con, you can see the Indoor Adventurer with a little bit of tummy showing. And I will make sure to get lots of pictures with as many people that I can, just to show off the crop top and how good they look.
You know, you'll work it. You will own it, and you'll be fabulous.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be warm, so like I will appreciate the little bit of breezy that goes along my belly. Now
They said that. No, it's not.
There's gonna be 4 of us doing it.
Oh, there's 4 of us? That's right, because RJ is going to be doing it. Greybeard, I believe you're going to be wearing a crop top as well.
Yep.
And then LB has her own crop top that she made.
Oh. And Kyle with an N.
And Kyle with an N is going to be joining us in our crop top crew. I am so much more excited about this, knowing that there's going to be a fleet of us wearing these things.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Yes.
You look fabulous.
And I do have the box with the Blake t-shirt in it.
Yes.
So at some point, if we want to tear into it,
we'll show that when we come back from our break later.
Perfect.
But with all those merch reminders in mind, I actually remembered how to press my buttons on my keyboard. So you can also find us if you are interested in catching up on the VODs, or perhaps going to listening in as a audiocast. You can find us where you can find most audiocast places, and if you can't find it on your preferred audiocast listening area, let me know, and I will try to get Indoor Adventures there, because that's where you can find us at every URL: YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, Podbean, Anchor.fm, iTunes. It's all there, and this is the kind of stuff that we will bring every I believe in May, going up to 4 days a week. So yay!
Geez.
Oh, it's gonna be a time.
Remember to love yourself and take care of yourself.
That's why I have 3 days off, so I can mentally de-stress. But with that, Greybeard, who are you playing tonight? Never mind. We can move. We can go to somebody else if you want. All right. Kawaii Dere, who are you playing tonight?
Uri?
Are you? What is your class?
Bard?
Excellent. And you are a changeling, correct?
Yeah.
I am so excited for a changeling bard. Greybeard, who are you playing tonight?
tonight I am playing Zan Morg, the I don't have the character sheet up, wrong sheet. Born Sacrificed. And he is a warlock, Kalashar. So he has been cut off from the land of dreams by a spirit that inhabited him, and he was born sacrifice because, well, that's how he got his warlock powers. He was supposed to be a sacrifice, but his dream partner snatched a part of his soul, trapping the power of a fiend within him, and he has been haunted by spirits and demons his entire life.
That's metal as hell. Jen, who are you playing?
I am playing Kiva Thorne, a human rogue. She has no idea how to deal with supernatural things and is quite apprehensive about her trips into the great beyond.
All right. And I am going to be playing Kindel Hearthsun, the fire genasi who's in it for his friendships. And he is going to try and be a very encouraging fiery spirit for the rest of his friends when he can. Now, Satan, who are you going to be tonight?
Tonight, I will be your DM. And I will take you on a trip into Waterdeep. So, are you guys ready? Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. So, you guys have our recently formed group, and you just made your way into Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, and of course, you made your way to the very famous Yawning Portal. At the Yawning Portal, you guys looked up and saw a job board posting that was looking for, let me get this correct. If you see me looking down, as I printed out stuff, because I made notes this time. The first time I make notes. You found a job board featuring a poster that promises 10 gold per adventure to find a kidnapped woman. No previous experience required. So this is great for you guys. And when you talked to Durnan, he told you that the person who posted the job listing, asked for you guys to meet them. My words are, for you guys to meet them 1 hour before sundown at the Yawning Portal. So it is almost exactly 1 hour before sundown. Durnan has told you to sit at a table and wait for the person. So you guys are sitting around. What are you guys doing? Are you drinking? Are you talking?
I think I would have ordered a mulled cider if I possibly could have, or a mulled wine. And then using my flame genasi powers, I would have heated up my cup so that way I have a nice warm cider to drink on this early evening.
You sure can order that, because it's D&D and everything's made up. Anything else you guys want to be doing?
I'll pick up drinks for the rest of the party. So what do you guys want to drink? Because I'm getting a cider wine.
So Zan would hear you say that, and he seems to be talking to someone who's not there, and he goes, I'll have one of those. That's a good idea. Shut up. And then he goes back to kind of like half listening to what you guys are saying, but he keeps looking to the side and kind of gnawing his knuckle.
I'll have a Shirley Temple.
One Shirley Temple coming right up.
Oh, God. I love Kendall's voice so much. So much.
And then he'll turn towards Yuria and just, what would you like to drink?
Vitamin water.
You got it! 1 vitamin water, 1 Shirley Temple, and 2 mulled cider wines. And then he'll begin walking over towards Durnan.
Oh, God. So you walk over towards Durnan. He gives you your drinks, your mulled cider, your Shirley Temple, your vitamin water. And you guys are talking, and some to each other, others to unseen spirits. And as it hits 1 hour before sundown, you notice a woman walking towards you. She's a average height woman with raven black hair and dusky tan skin. She has a very determined look on her face. So as she gets to your table, she cuts through whatever conversation you're having, and she goes directly, I'm glad you're here for the job. 10 gold each upon rescue of a dear friend of mine. My name's Lily. Do you have any questions before we start?
Who's your friend?
I think the bigger question is, how'd you find us?
I posted a job listing on a job board, and you guys are here.
Yeah. I mean, we could have been. I point to the list. Picking up kobolds. Yeah.
Jordan pointed me over to you guys.
Oh, then that's fine. The little rat.
So, any question? Time is short. Come on.
Where was the last place you saw your friend?
I know technically where she is. Technically. Sort of.
Any information you have is going to be helpful in our quest. And he puts his hands to his sides and puffs out his chest as he says it.
She just kind of looks at you, kind of like mildly confused and mildly annoyed. Just a little bit.
I am glowing.
And she tells you, I know who has her. I don't know. Last I saw her, she was on the beach. I know who has her. I don't know where they reside, but I know someone who does know where they reside.
Zan is like, those are pertinent details that I'll write them down. He begins to write.
Any other questions that you would like to know before we start?
Why are you friends?
Well, we're technically friends.
Like coworkers?
Sure. Anybody who wants can roll a persuasion check to see if you get her to open up.
All right. My charisma is not that great.
I can get it. Just let me get the character sheet open here. For some reason, Kronk always comes up. I love you, Kronk.
Doesn't want to leave you.
D&D Beyond is not helping. Where's little man? Where are you?
You guys are kind of like asking her questions. He's a little worried whether how much he should give you guys, other than just the surface details. Yes.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but my sunshine friend probably should know. Is your friend gonna stab us upon arrival?
No, she got kidnapped. She's being held captive.
Right.
She couldn't stab me if she tried.
Not you, sunshine. You're fine. Nobody will ever stab you. You're too bright for this world.
All right. Yay, dice.
Yeah.
All right, persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
That is a 19 altogether.
Well,
Nice.
she, as you guys are asking her questions, she kind of, her body kind of slumps a little and she sits down and next to you guys. Before she was just standing up like, come on, let's go. We gotta do this. So she sits down and she's like, well, I guess you guys should know the whole story if you're to help me. The truth is, about a month ago, okay, so I am a mermaid from Tharqualnar. I think I said that right. And about a month ago, there was a a party, a party caravel in the Great Harbor, and inside it was a red-haired woman, and she was a bard. And she was singing these beautiful songs, ballads of delight and love. She was singing them to this noble who held the party, and her voice was beautiful. And as I was watching, a storm rolled in, and I thought they were going to be fine, but lightning struck the boat, and the boat broke in half. I rushed as I I rushed as fast as I could, and I saw I saw her and the noble, and I chose to save her. I made sure she was fine, and everybody else got saved, and even the noble. He was picked up by a fishing boat later. But I wanted to see her again, so I asked my sisters to help me find her. They they told me they had found that she lived in the dock ward, and when I went there, sh I didn't find her. I found this witch in a black cloak. She told me she knew who the bard was. Her name was Sanger. Let me make sure I'm getting that right. 1 second. Because,
Sanger?
yes, Sanger. Sanger the singer. And then, well, the witch told me that they said that they could give me legs for a voice. I told them I would gladly give them my voice because I know love at first sight sounds ridiculous, but you weren't there. And as soon as this deal was made, I had made the worst decision. The deal was for a voice, not my voice. I got my legs, and the witch turned out to be the noble who tricked me. I guess they were slighted that I didn't save them. And they took Sanger's voice. And I'm here, I'm trying to rescue them. They told me that they were going to be sacrificed. They're... God, it was horrible. He told me that they cut out her tongue and they were gonna sacrifice it at the next full moon. At that time, it was in 10 days time, but there's only 2 days left. I have to find her, and that's my story.
So GB is appalled, but the whole time Zan just sits there like looking up beyond his brow, like, "Yep, heard it, been there," kind of thing.
Been there, done that. Don't worry.
We got this. No.
Can you give us a moment? Here, I give her 2 gold. Get a drink. We'll discuss something real quick.
Okay.
Whereas Zan has a very cool looking face about him, Kindell, however, is just like openly mortified by this whole thing. Like just slack jaw, just my god!
Once she leaves, I'll turn to the group. Yeah, we're killing the noble, right? Like, that's appalling. We're gonna get this bard, we're gonna get her tongue, kill the noble, because we'll do that part for free.
But Kiva, you have to remember, murder's against the code legal.
And Zan gives you that look like,
If we commit a crime, then we're gonna have to pay for that crime, and I don't have any money. I have 3 gold.
I'll pay for your crime.
No.
I have lots of gold. I'll pay for you.
You know what? I don't know you that well right now, but I'm gonna believe you anyways. I put my faith in people.
That's a beautiful thing, Starlight.
And I've been informed that, I'm telling them. that if you murder people below the streets, it's not a crime.
I love Sam so much.
You crack me up too much, though. Yeah.
So sewer murder?
Aren't nobles special?
Knock
We're
him
not
out.
that special.
I know that murdering a noble is part of the code legal, but I know the under the street thing is also part of the legal.
Is it reversed though if he's an evil witch?
How about this? Since you're caught up on the legalities, I can challenge him to a duel as another noble.
I didn't
And
know
that way
you were
our
a
hands are clean.
noble.
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
noble,
you learn
don't worry
something
about
new
it.
every day.
Fine. But he's totally gonna be murdered under the sewers.
Retribution is indeed a noble cause we should strive for.
As your attorney, I can't abide by this. You guys may not know it about me, but my background was actually as a courtier. I know how bureaucracies function, and they won't let us get away with this, even if he is a noble. So,
We'll
I
just
don't know
make
who
sure
this
we
guy
don't get
is.
caught.
I'll beat him, but if I know he's the noble, he's going unconscious and we're turning him in to let the courts of Waterdeep solve this problem.
Yeah.
He's beaming.
Zan and I will make sure he gets to the courthouse.
Very cool. Zan nods, long hair hanging down, like,
So quick, like, sidetrack. Do you guys watch Steven Universe?
Yes.
So you know in those finals episode that came out, you know when Garnet merges with Steven
Mm.
and there's that big flaming like sunstone?
Yes.
That's exactly what I picture Kindle as.
Nice.
That's what my image of Kindle is right now. Just putting that out there.
I dig it. I like it. It's canon.
Anybody who has a moment and wants to throw that in our Discord so that,
Send us links.
those of us who have no idea might have an idea. At some point. It's not a
Yeah, I'll do it during the
necessity.
break.
Perfect.
I'll show it to you during the break because it's awesome.
Cool.
As you guys are talking, you look over and like, Lily, by the way, her name is Lily. She's just like staring at you guys.
Alvina Ford, did you know mermaids existed? I didn't.
I mean, lots of weird things exist out there.
Kiva, throw me a history check.
And as you say that, Kiva, Zan just turns his head and looks over at Kindle like, duh. He doesn't say anything, but he's like...
I got a 10.
Okay, so being a noble, you've heard in passing that there's like merfolk that are part of the sitting defenses, then that they live in the deep harbor along the they live in the deep harbor and they were there long before Waterdeep was even Waterdeep. And you know that they're called Thar Qualnar. And they do work with the Lords of Waterdeep and the City Guard to patrol the waters, help with attackers, sunken vessels, all that stuff. And there's also some sea elves in there. And you've heard in passing, but you're like, okay.
Yeah. Mermaids. I honestly thought they were just another sect of the humanoid guards that are on land. They're weirdly named. I had no context for real mermaids.
Then they drive around in little boats and they write tickets for other boats. They're the mermaids, like meter maids.
Yeah. So you knew, but you were like, sure, guys, whatever.
Mermaids.
But yeah. So yeah, she's just staring at you guys. If she had a watch, she'd just be like,
oh, I guess we should invite her back.
Mm-hmm.
Lily, we'll take the job, I guess. Is that what we're gonna do, guys?
Perfect. Let's get going. Okay, you know the story. So far, I've gotten some intel. We're looking not necessarily for the noble, which his name is Hex Fans. Every time I read that, my dyslexia flares up, and I just want to say Vex Hands. Um, we're looking for a man in this tavern by the name of Loper. He works for Hex Fans and can lead us to him or to Sanger. If we can persuade him, at least. It doesn't matter to me how we convince him, but that's the best lead I have.
Hmm.
He's somewhere in this tavern. That's what she says, basically, the guy that you need. So,
What does he look like?
he looks like he's a half elf with a solid complexion and dirty blonde hair. And he wears a blue sash around his neck. She describes him as that.
All right.
I mean, how many of those could there be here?
Pans over
Well,
to the
after-
sign that says Blue Sash Night.
Yeah, half elves drink for
Yeah.
half price.
Half elf, half price.
That's what it is. Exactly it.
So, if you guys are gonna start actively looking for this fella, I'm gonna need y'all to roll a perception check.
Alrighty.
A non-natural 20.
All right. Yeah. Zan seems to be slap fighting with something that's not there. And I rolled a 1, so he's not even looking.
Really looks over to you guys like, is he okay?
No, this is after. He won't keep his paws where they should be.
Okay.
I don't know how to scold a supernatural being, so I'll leave that to you.
So, Kiva, you rolled a non-natural 20. Kindle, what
Yes.
did you roll?
I rolled a modified 10.
Okay. And Yuri, what did you roll? Do you need help to figure out what you rolled?
12, I think.
12? Okay.
Yeah.
Neat. So, Kiva, you and Yuri, both spot a man who resembles who Lily described. You see that man over at the upper floor, 2 levels above you, and he's talking with a blue dragonborn that's wearing wizard's robe.
I'll lean over to the bard. Do you want to take the dragon or do you want to take the elf? Half elf.
Dragon?
All right. Follow me. I get up and turn to the 2 lads and say, stay here, keep our friend Lily happy. Don't spend all my gold as I place 5 gold down.
Oh my god.
They are noble.
And I'll make my way up towards the half elf and the dragonborn.
So who's going? You, Kiva, and Yuri?
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Let's see. So, as you guys are approaching, you see that Loper, who you assume to be Loper, and this Dragonborn are talking fairly, not super lightly, but like they're friends. And, 1 second. Let me... So, as you guys start getting closer, you notice that as he was looking at the Dragonborn, and he noticed you guys. And the closer you get, the more nervous he gets.
I'll put my arm around Yuri and kind of lean in to whisper to ear, giggling, pretending I'm not going for him.
roll a performance check with advantage if Yuri is acting with you.
You acting with me, Yuri?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's better, but not by much. It's a 7. Oh, wait. Lied. That's an upside down 6. So 10.
Okay. So let me check with my notes.
I'm
Okay.
good at a lot of things, and performance is not one of them.
No, probably should have let the bard roll, but
Probably.
Probably.
It's all good.
Okay. So as you guys are getting closer, he said something quickly to the dragonborn, and the dragonborn looks confused, but he starts getting up and he starts scrambling towards the window. What are you guys doing?
The elf is scrambling, or the dragonborn?
The elf. He's getting away. He's trying to get away.
I look to Yuri and say, help me grab an elf as I go and grab this half elf.
You're not exactly within melee range. He noticed you about 30 feet away from him. So, let's see. He does make it to the window, and he's literally crawling out of the window.
Okay, I'll rush to him and grab him by his trousers.
Okay. Let me check something, because they tell you what to use for each character, and I didn't open up his
Danny Warbucks, thank you for gifting people 4 subs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Thank you so much. GB.
Oh my god!
I was gonna say, how many was that?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
Thank you.
When people sub or follow when we're here on the channel, or when I'm here on the channel, I take this maul and I hit that guy in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the most satisfying sound.
Thank you, Daddy Warbucks. It's for you.
Thank you.
I could have
so
used
much.
Stormbringer for it, the next time. Oh, it's just not as nice.
No, it doesn't sound as well. Also,
No, we need a hammer.
for all you new subscribers, because of Daddy Warbucks, you can link your Discord and your Twitch together, and then that will allow you to join our Discord channel. So,
Woo!
Cool channel, guys.
It's I don't spend 30+ hours on it every week.
I don't check it like every 10 minutes to see what's going on, but whatever.
and Jason the Scribe, thank you for the follow.
Jason! Oh, he's a regular from Plot Hunters. Thank you so much for coming
Aw.
over. Jason, you got 2 bong. That's amazing.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
So, what were you doing? I got distracted. Okay. Oh, he's going out the window. Okay.
I'm pantsing a half elf.
You're pantsing an ass. I was gonna say an asshole.
Little Freudian slip there,
Tiny bit. You're pantsing a half elf. Roll me. I would say for grappling. That's what, strength versus strength.
Oh, the attacker uses strength. The defender can use strength or dexterity, or athletics or acrobatics
Okay.
to escape. And if they don't have either of those, like
So
they're a
dex-
monster,
Mhm.
then it's dex or strength.
Okay. I think athletics and acrobatics is it's dex or strength.
Nat
Yes.
20.
Well, I'm gonna try just in case.
-1, so 19.
I literally rolled a 19.
Ooh.
And that is, wow, they have, this guy sucks. It's like 0 everything.
So a nat 19 versus
yeah.
a normal 19.
Yeah. So
They're
as
gonna have it at half elf.
um as he's scrambling towards the window, your brain quickly goes into nope mode and you go and chase after him, and almost as he slips out the window, you grab him by the leg and your other hand grabbing like the pant, like hem, and you pull him, pants him a little bit, turning him into an ass elf. And you pull him, and he is effectively grappled.
Why do you have a Donald Duck tattoo on your butt?
He starts making like Donald Duck noises. That's how he talks.
Oh God, no.
I can't do that, so I can't do it.
What did he just say? That is how he talks like? Mentally.
That's now we have it in our head.
You look-
It's canon.
Donald Duck with a bad New Yorker accent. That's the guy I was telling
So
you.
Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck. Awesome. Oh my God. The shout out in Guardians of the Galaxy, that was awesome.
Oh my God.
So you grapple him, and while it's a tavern, so most people are used to bar fights, there's a lot of people looking at you questionably. So what are you guys doing with him?
I'll look to Yuri and then look to the half elf and then look to the group, to the people watching. He owes me child pay.
And Zan quickly shoots Kendall a look and is like, should we get involved?
Kendall just kind of looks like eyes wide.
As you're screaming, he owes me child support, everybody's like, oh, okay.
Well,
They're
that
just
makes
kinda
sense.
like,
Yeah.
that happens. It's not the first time they've seen it. So, are you questioning him right there, or what?
No, I'll pick him up and say, I can throw you over this banister or we can go talk down at the table. Either way, we're going downstairs.
Roll me a intimidation check.
That's a 5.
Okay. Yeah. He looks at you and he's like, I'm not telling you anything, sweetheart.
Push him towards the banister.
And at that point, Zan will speak to him in his head because I can do it. And
Okay.
and I use my bonus action so that he can respond to me.
Mhm.
So I form a telepathic link, and I will. Zan will say something along the lines of, "Well, if Kiva doesn't throw you over the banister, I'm going to devour your mind."
All you hear is like, holy shit. So, Kiva, as you're holding Loper against the banister, like over the banister, all you see is his eyes go, after he tells you that he's not going to tell you anything, his eyes go extremely wide. And while he's also saying holy shit in his head, he's also saying holy shit out loud. So he's like, okay, we'll talk down. Just no harm, no foul, right? Just
Oh no, Yuri, what do you say?
Ask him if he eats mermaids.
You heard her.
Mermaids? No, we don't. I'm not that type of guy.
All right, let's go. I'll drag him downstairs and sit him at the table. He has a Donald Duck tattoo on his butt. I don't know if that's weird or not.
Everybody's like, who's Donald Duck? Okay.
History checks.
Everybody roll a history check.
It's a bar.
Or I'm gonna need someone that does anybody have divination?
No. I
Okay,
am but a monk.
So, Kendall and Zan, you see Kiva and Yuri come back, and Kiva's holding this guy, and like kind of slaps him down, sit next to you guys, and he's looking like afraid, but also like very confused. So, what do you do? What do you ask him?
Well,
Yuri pokes him.
pokes him.
He's like, "Hey, I'm ticklish," and he starts like giggling as you're poking him. It's like, no, it's don't not there.
And I guess Zan in his head still will say, the tongue, where is the tongue of the bard?
I listen. Okay. Just I'll talk, but stop with the creepy head voice shit, okay?
And like I said, the whole time he's just got the long hair, kind of ring girl eye, looking through the long dark hair at this guy, and then he says, "Okay," but he stays in his head. The link is still there, but he just says, "Okay," like to give that creep factor. So the guy's like, "Is he gone?" I don't think he's gone.
He can slightly feel like a slight tingling on the back of his head.
Yeah, awesome, perfect.
No matter where he moves, it's just there in the center of his head. He's like, look, just don't say it was me, alright? Hex will do much more than just kill me if he finds out. This is like slight. I'm trying my best at a New York accent, but it's not.
I still am just trying to picture Donald Duck
Donald
saying all of
Duck.
it.
That's fine. Picture Donald Duck.
That's what I'm doing.
I apologize for anyone who's from New York that's watching.
Hey, it's the Howard the Duck now.
Yeah,
I've got
it's Howard now.
There was a movie.
So he's like, listen, I don't know where the tongue is, okay, but I can tell you where you can find Hex or the girl at least. Will that do?
Both. I think both is good.
Okay. Listen, he keeps a secret house, okay, separate from his manor. It's over in the trades ward where he does his dirty work. If you feel me? Gotta keep it away from the fancy folks, you know. He casts all his ritual shit there, and it's where he keeps keeping that pretty redhead woman. Maybe you'll get lucky and she'll still be alive when you get there. Look for the blue house with the white shingle roof over at Dracula Street, okay? It's near the Way of the Dragon. Yeah, that's the place. That's all I know. Okay?
She better be okay, or else you helped commit a crime.
Hey, I didn't touch her.
You just
like,
told
listen.
the defendant. We have now legal proceedings against you should this end up coming up badly.
Yep.
Listen, I promise that's all I know. I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything. So I'll just be on my way now, okay? You got what you wanted.
And besides, I'm in your head.
It's like I said, stop with the creepy head shit.
I'll lean over to Looper and say, yeah, you even think about betraying any of us? We'll find you because Zan here knows where you are all the time now.
And he just smiles like Death Note kind of smile.
So Kiva, roll me deception check with advantage, or you and Zan can both roll separately.
I have a +5 to my deception.
Yeah, +6. So either way is pretty good.
Yeah. Why don't we both roll?
Perfect. 17.
17.
Hey, twinsies.
Woo, partner.
Yes.
So he's like, I promise, okay? I won't. I'm not gonna do anything to. What did you say? Betray you guys?
Yeah.
We're cool. We're friends now. We're good. Not gonna. I'll stay out of your way, I promise.
Give me 5 gold, then we're friends.
He's like, I don't got that type of money.
Then we're not friends.
It's acquaintances, okay? Well, acquaintances. And anybody who's seen my butt can be considered an acquaintance, okay?
Your butt's really pale.
You showed people your butt?
I don't show people my butt. Listen, she pulled my pants down, okay?
Like-
It was non-consensual.
It's glow in the dark pale.
And Zan looks at someone and he's like, I know. Usually people have to pay for that kind of thing. I get it. Stop.
Zan's friend is pretty fond of you there, Looper. Better get going before you just look away.
And Lily's just sitting back, watching all this because she's paying you to help her. It's kind of like paying you to take the lead because she doesn't know. She can get information, but she doesn't work real well with other people yet. So she, following up on your threat, she goes over to Loper and takes the dagger out and points it at him. She's like, you better not be lying. If she's dead, I'll finish off Hex and I'll come after you next. And she puts the dagger back while still looking at him. And she's like, let's go.
Get up and follow Lily.
Yep.
Pick one person to roll me a perception check.
I'm good at perceiving.
Perceive away.
I perceive friendship.
Perceive! That is gonna be an 11.
That is enough. As they're talking and intimidating Loper, and he's talking about this house, he basically admitted that he takes care of the house. You noticed as he's moving around and giggling because you're poking him and he's ticklish, there's a ring of keys on the side of his hips.
Snatch. I was giving anybody else a chance, but
Well, Kendall notices this.
So Kendall is going to stop and get back down onto the table looking across from Looper, and I'll extend my hand out and I'll cast Produce Flame, so there is just a mote of fire in my hand. And I look at this guy and say, what's the key ring for?
To open doors.
Which doors? Doors we need to open? Because if you're holding anything back from us, and I'll quench the fire in my hand, and I'll say, it's lights out.
Damn, Starshine.
power outage has affected you, sir. The game power outage.
He looks at you and he's like got one like a slight little bead of sweat just from the side of his forehead. He's like, I just remembered these keys help you get into the house. I completely forgot. And he's like, I just, and he takes it and he gives it to you and he's like, man, no, we're good, I just imagine if you guys have seen, I believe it was Princess Bride, where he's like asking for the key to the gate, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, rip his arm up. You mean this key?
Yeah. So when he hands us the keys, or the key to get into the place, I will set a gold piece down in front of him and just say, this was a fair and equal exchange.
He's like, okay, all right.
I bought the key off of you.
You
Slow
sure?
head turn.
You sure did. I was definitely selling those keys. Thanks. And he takes the gold and puts it in his pocket.
Well, you heard him. We just became homeowners. I'll hold up the key to the rest of the party.
I think I underestimated you there, Starshine.
Just a big grin on his face.
It's still that Steven Universe picture still in my head.
Mhm.
That was awesome. Thank you, Jason the Scribe, for posting
Yeah.
that in chat.
So you guys make your way out of the tavern, and Lily has been able to know her way around. So you guys are relatively new, but she knows where Drakir Street is, and knows where the Way of the Dragon is. So it's not hard to find the street. And as you're approaching, you see a lot of these houses look the same. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, ask while you're walking on your way there?
Just a detail: when we get up to go, Zan's
Mhm.
backpack is a steamer trunk with heavy chain around it, and he loops his arms through this thing, and he picks it up, and you swear that it shakes and moves by itself as he trying to adjust it. It kind of like pulls and throws him a little bit, and then he gets it snugged, and then he just trudges like this, like
Just like,
yeah, he's got the chest on his back, so he's almost bent over to carry the dang thing.
okay, that is an aesthetic that I can get behind. Oh, so you're walking through Waterdeep. Lily helped you find the place, and you see the plain blue house that stands among many homes along the east-west road of Drakir Street. Has well-kept bushes and trees tastefully decorate the quiet property. You're like, is you sure? Like, this is a witch's house? Like a little, you're like, are you sure? Um, as you get near the house, there's a stone pathway that leads to the white double doors that appears to be the main entrance, with a small path meeting a wood door to the east. So you have the main entrance, uh, door to the side, and also there's just another door towards the east of the house, the smaller door. Um, and it has whitewashed shutters on and the windows are closed. As far as you can see, there's nobody home. And we'll play this out, and I'll have you roll some stuff.
I check for traps.
Okay, where are you checking for traps?
Along the pathway, the doors. I don't want to be surprised by walking into what I've heard was called a mimic, but I'm not entirely sure what a mimic is, but I heard they were bad.
But we
Okay.
have a key.
Yeah, we're gonna check for things first.
Aw.
Okay, roll me.
I don't want you to get hurt, Starshine. That
Nothing
would
can
be-
hurt me.
Sure.
Zan does the eyebrow thing at you, like, you have no idea, fool. He doesn't
Haven't
say
seen the
anything.
things
but-
I've seen.
I know exactly it.
Roll me 2, one for the path and one for the doors.
Okay. Investigation
Yes, please.
for the door. A 17
Mm-hmm.
for the other one. 20. No, a non-natural 20.
Okay. So there are no traps along the path. But you do notice there's 3 doors, like I said, in the front. There's the main door, and you notice that it is it's barred from the inside. There's no way you can open this door. Or maybe there is. Who knows? But it is barred. You can't open it. You could try the keys if you wanted to, but again, you It's barred anyway. And then the other two, you do notice they are trapped.
I'll just kind of point to the two doors and say, those ones have traps on them. This one is barred.
Is the barred one the one that my key can fit into? Because it's our house in the middle of this street.
I think it's barred from the inside. I think your keys will open one of the trap doors.
Why would they trap a door that has a key? And I'll go over and try and fit my key into it.
Oh, wait, okay. I mean, I could disarm the trap.
Do you want to go to the one that's next to the main door, or the one that's a little bit more southeast?
I'll do the main door.
The one next to the main door? Okay.
Yeah.
So you put your keys in it, and you turn it, and then you hear a click. You just...
I'm not gonna open the door. I'm then gonna point at Kiva. Say, is it still trapped? Because at least now it's unlocked.
Yeah. I look to Yuri, then to Zan. Do you have any skills to, open things from a distance?
You could melt the door.
You can melt the door.
There's maybe a hand, a magey hand, the mage hand thing you might have. No?
I mean, we could try and burn the house down, but there's still people inside, and arson is punishable by death according to the code legal.
Yep. Yep. All right.
What are you guys doing?
Since we don't have a hand that can, open from distance, here, I will go up to the door and feel along it to see if I can discern where the trap trigger is.
It's wood. It's wood. It's wood. And you roll an investigation roll, I guess.
So that is a 6.
It's wood. It's
okay.
It's somewhere along the top. You're not sure, or around the keyhole, or the bottom. It's one of those 3 places. But it could also maybe be the hinges. You're not sure.
I don't know how to disarm this trap, guys.
There could be a piano on the roof, and you need to play Mary Has a Little Lamb on it to get the door to open. It's complicated.
Yuri could do that, yeah.
The door is, for all intents and purposes, is unlocked.
I take the door handle and kind of brace myself and turn the knob and step back as I push it open.
You push it open. And as soon as you push it open, nothing happens.
Okay, guys, we're good. You did good. Yay, we all did good. We didn't die.
Why would there be... Look, the traps are for if you don't have a key, clearly.
Yeah, you're right. You're brilliantly right.
I am brilliant, and I kind of glow a little bit brighter.
Okay, so 1 second. I have 2 maps and they're confusing me. They're the same map, but...
That's why it's confusing.
Yeah. So you open the door and this was the side entrance, so it's a small hallway. It's not really decorated. It's got nice warm colors. It's got torches on the wall, and then there's a door at the back. And that's about, I would say, 15, 20 feet. So about a 20-foot long hallway with a door at the end.
You said this door was trapped?
Yeah.
It probably means this hallway's trapped.
Good thinking. I was thinking the same. I'll check for traps along the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
That is a 13.
No traps.
It's okay, I think. I'll step in tentatively.
I'll follow. doing my little flame walk.
You won't set the house on fire, right, Kendall?
Not unless I get really mad. And I don't, because I've learned how to calm myself internally.
Good for you.
Unless I get really fired up! And like, his hair, like, kind of, like, fooshes a little bit. But not so much that it's at risk for anything.
And the bright light, Zan shrinks into himself a little bit.
I love
I'll
how we
smack
have
Kendall.
Stan and Kindle, and they're like each like at the end, like opposite spectrum. And I love that they're in one group together.
Yes.
I'll smack Kendall and say, "You're scaring Zan. Stop that."
What? Why?
He doesn't like bright lights.
It's okay to be passionate about things.
Yes.
He just gives you the eyebrow look through the hair, the ring girl thing with
Just dead look, just like hands on hips, like one of these days. Maybe not on camera, but we'll figure out our differences.
So what do you guys do?
Rory watches.
There's a set of stairs and a door, right?
It's just a door.
It's just a door. Okay.
It's a hallway, a 20-foot long hallway, and a door at the end.
All right.
I'll
I take a ball bearing and roll it down the hallway.
Okay, you throw the ball bearing on. It's like click, click, and you hear it rolling, and then it stops.
Okay. The floor's not lava.
that's a good bit of perception.
Kendall will just begin, like, he'll hunch down into almost like a Scooby-Doo like pose, and then he will begin creeping down the hallway towards this door to see mostly if it has a lock on it, because again, his key, maybe it could open up. If not, well, he'll at least check it out and see if the door can wriggle.
Okay, so you're stealthing. You're crouching Scooby-Doo style. You're like,
Do, 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 do.
and as you're walking, nothing happens.
I'll turn around and give my friends a thumbs up.
You go to the door. You jimmy the
Yay.
lock. You jimmy the door handle, and you hear a.
Did you
Nothing.
check for traps?
What? Traps are illegal.
Oh, you poor sweet buttercup.
You hear the click. Nothing happens. It seems like it was a little stuck, but nothing.
Yeah. That I'll
Not
motion.
law.
I'll motion for my friends to come near and let them know that the pathway's safe.
Okay. Lump, lump, lump.
Follow after.
And then kind of like pressing myself up against the wall as a person who consistently glows because of fire can to stealth. I will push the door open, like turn the lock so that if the door handle does work, right? It's not locked.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it works.
yeah.
It's not locked.
Okay, so I'll open it, and as soon as the lock mechanism turns, but the door is still kind of like flush with the wall, I'll push up against it to just kind of make it more open for us.
Okay. You open the door. You look in towards the door. And you see it's another hallway. But while the one you just went in was like basically vertical, this one's horizontal to you guys. And there's a door to the left of you and 2 doors to the right. Actually, 3 doors to the right.
Which side first, pals?
Right. Why don't we just check the one door first, and then that whole side is done? We don't have to look there anymore, maybe? I think.
That was my thought.
Okay. I'll take out some chalk and go to the wall and mark it towards the one we checked first.
Okay. So you're going to the right to check the one door?
Yes.
Okay. So you go to the right. Are you checking for traps or are you stealthing or?
I'll check the door for traps.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a investigation check.
14.
Okay. You're pretty confident this door is not trapped.
Okay. Think this one's good. Kendall, do you want to try your key?
Yeah, I'll try the key.
It's not locked.
Does my key lock
It has
it,
no
though?
keyhole.
Oh, well, I've been duped. So Kendall will come over with his key, feeling very proud, and then look at it and like, I don't know where the key could even go in. And just kind of like looks around it.
Maybe you just tap it on the door handle.
And I'll do that.
Okay. You hear it's door handle and a key that you just banged on it.
I think it's unlocked. You should try the door.
I'll throw open the door.
Okay. You throw open the door. And when you open the door, you see what it looks like to be a dining hall. It has a sitting area to the east of the room. And it all looks clean, but strangely enough, it looks like it's never been used. I can't with your faces.
I'll take the chalk and mark the door from like at the top, so it's the one side across the inside and the other side.
And you do see there is a door at the end of the room, all the way at the end.
Who doesn't use their dining hall? That's like the best feature of any house.
It's probably all a front, and there's an underground system of caves where something horrible lives.
Maybe they eat in their bedroom.
I like the bedroom idea better than cave. But we'll take you spelunking later, Zan, so we can check that box for you.
Okay. So are you guys going in or are you heading back to check the other rooms?
I'll go in.
Okay. It's a dining room.
I'm going to
Look around.
Yeah.
It's it has furniture. Again, it looks like just bought. It's all clean. There's not even like anything set out on the table. It just has like a tablecloth on it with chairs around it. There's like a silverware cabinet. And there's a door at the other end. It's a dining hall.
I'll go over to the silverware cabinet.
Okay. You open it.
Yeah, oh, open it slowly.
You open it slowly. You hear
Take a
you get stuck a little. And you pull it. And there's silverware in there.
I'll take some of the silverware.
Okay, you put how much silverware are you taking all of it?
I'll take all of it. It's mine now.
Put 10 sets of silverware in your inventory.
I can sell this.
Okay.
Look, if we're gonna kill him, he doesn't need to eat later.
I mean,
Exactly.
just saying, you could send a message by killing him with his own silverware.
Oh man, I should have taken improvised weapons.
Well, at least now we're armed against lycanthropes.
You are.
Because it's silverware.
The rare oak.
Wait, is a butter knife a simple weapon?
I would say a butter knife is an improvised weapon.
Darn.
A regular knife is a.
I have both now.
You have both. You do. So, are you guys gonna continue to the other end and go through that door? Or are you gonna go back and check the other 3 doors?
I thought we were headed through. At least that's what Kindle had said, so I was following him.
Yeah. We went through we went to the dining room, checked out, and then there are 3 other doors. So
There was one other door at the end of the dining room.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
I'm
there's the
totally
3
gonna
other
check
doors
that
where you
out.
came from. You
And
want
I
to check
follow.
that out?
yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you tap the key against the knob again.
That's how you
To
unlock
unlock
all these
it.
doors, right?
Yeah.
Pick out that fancy like new technology where you just swipe your key card. The door opens because it's not locked. It has no keyhole.
No, of course it doesn't have a keyhole. You have to tap the key against the door handle twice.
Okay.
And with dripping sarcasm, Zan will say, "Yeah, it's the latest in magic technology."
I love that dripping sarcasm. You open it and it is another hallway. And you see at the end it turns right, and before that turn there is a door to the right as well.
Does it look like a hallway, or like is there any like furnishings?
It looks like a hallway.
Okay.
But it is, I would say, slightly different decoration than the rest of the house. Well, the front of the house looks like a normal house. This one has a more like desolate kind of look to it. Not that it hasn't been upkept, but it's not as warm or inviting as the front of the house.
I'll mark the door again with chalk.
Yeah, I'll go down it. I'll go down this hallway.
Okay, we go down the hallway and there's a door to the right and then the turn to the right at the end.
I'm gonna I'm gonna tap the door handle twice with the key and try and open it on the right hand door.
Okay. You open the door because again, it's not locked, has no keyhole. And you see it's some sort of storage room. And anybody who's proficient in Arcana or medicine can roll me intelligence or Arcana or medicine check.
Neither of those.
I'll mark the
Anyone
hallway.
who wants to try, who wants to really give it a go.
I'll give
right.
I'll give Arcana. No, I'll give medicine a check.
And I'll also give medicine a check.
That's a 6.
It's a 15.
Okay. Okay. So you go into the room, and it is you don't really need to roll investigation because it's not hidden, but there are herbs and vials in this room, and nobody really has, especially Kiva. You don't really have a lot of like knowledge in the magical arts. But Zan, you do. You've seen it. You've dealt with it. And you you can tell that these are ingredients for poisons and spell casting.
Hmm.
And someone
Clear.
roll me an investigation check as well. And what were you gonna say, GB?
Oh, Zan will say, obvious signs of witchcraft. I'd know them anywhere. This
That's
here
not
is foxglove. This is used in poison.
I love it.
Poison, you said?
Yes.
Oh, take it.
Hmm.
Look, I'm the only non-magical being here, so I'm taking it.
I'm
keeps-
magic?
No.
Keeps glancing at no one again, and then he reaches out and takes some of the herbs and puts them in his pocket. Something that's like a laudanum, or something that calms nerves. Like I said, he was looking at something that's not really there, and then thought to himself, I'll need that later.
Okay, so GB, you can write down your inventory if you want. Calming herbs.
Herbage. All right.
And
Chamomile.
It's your right as a water Davian
you
to
want
be able to partake in
Right,
these herbs
dang
so
it.
you choose.
and Kiva,
In your
you
own home.
have... No, go ahead.
No, I said in your own home.
Oh.
you could write. You have the right to choose.
Kiva, you now have the components to make poison. If you ever choose to make
Yes.
poison.
This will go nicely on my dagger, I think.
And did somebody roll an investigation check?
I did and got a 7.
Okay.
And I got the 15.
Okay, so Kiva, you are really out of whack in this room. This is not your area of expertise. So you're like, what's this? You're just grabbing stuff without gloves or like anything. Probably not safe.
Hold up, Basil.
Sam, though,
Nice.
you know your way around this room because you know what these things are, and you find on the shelf because you're looking through. You're like, oh, I know what that is, and I know what that is, and you're looking through the shelves, and you also find 2 daggers.
All right.
And there's also a door. There's so many doors
What?
So many doors.
to the side of this room. If you enter, it's gonna be to your right side. Everything's to the right.
In case you haven't noticed, Kendall, there is another doorknob there.
Don't worry, I'll unlock this one, no prob. I'll go over and just clank my key against it.
Okay. You can, if you try to open it, it opens.
All right.
You're really good at this, Kendall.
And as I open up the door, I think that would be a good time to go to our first break of the evening. So I wanted to say thank you so much to Satan for running this game. Thank you so much to Kawhi Daradari for joining us on this wonderful adventure. We are going to go. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to bit.ly/adventure merch, and then you can pick up your own t-shirt, mug, sweatshirt, other thing. There are posters and a bunch of other cool merch related things. Also, huge thanks to Daddy Warbucks for pushing us past our next emote slot as well. So now the channel will have 3 different emotes that we can do. I'm going to see about getting us a Hint of Fae emote, or if we can possibly get something else. I'm going to leave it up to the community. We are going to decide together what this emote is going to be, because I never thought that I would get 1, not necessarily 3. So thank you, Daddy, for gifting us with these emotes. Now, with that in mind, again, we are going to try and be back as soon as possible. So we will see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Steam Buns, we're back at it again. Opening up doors inside of totally our house. So
you have the keys to it.
Yeah,
so
we do. So yeah, last we left off, I was opening up this here
Another
door. Yeah.
Okay. So you open up the door. Originally, you were in a storage room that had a bunch of spell casting and poison ingredients and some daggers. And then you open the room that was the door that was adjacent to it, and you open it, and it has a long bench at the end of the room. It's not a big room. It's pretty small. It is literally like 15 feet by.
It's like a storage closet.
Yeah. But there's a pretty large table at the end of the room, and it's you see it's pretty organized. And someone roll me an investigation check.
I'll roll it since I was leading the
Yeah.
door openings at this point. That is going to be a 22.
A 22. So you see, not only is there another door in this room, but
Surprise!
you walk up to the table. It's about 6.5 feet. And you see what would be a nice wood grain is it's stained by these dark like liquid, and as you look at it, your whole body lighting up so you can take a better look at it. You see that it's dried blood and just other liquids that have soaked into the wood.
Other liquids. Okay.
Other liquids.
It's a
Other liquids and
CSI smorgasbord in here.
Yeah. Your whole body's like a UV light.
Oh God, I would not want that at
no.
all. That'd be the worst superpower. Yeah, so I will there's another door?
There's another door.
Okay. I'm just gonna go to the other door. I'm not gonna think about this table right now. That's weird. I have a goal, and it is to open more doors.
Pray to God, indoor, we never play Power Outage again, and I don't. I'm gonna do the UV light thing.
No, I'll have to do things for that. It'll be gross.
Gross.
I'll mark the doors I haven't marked yet in the wall to this weird room.
Okay. So you open the door. And surprisingly enough, this is it's a little different than the other two rooms you guys. The room you were before this one and this one, it's a library. It, like I said, almost seems out of place compared to the previous rooms. It has deep carpeting and a luscious reading chair, and a table with brandy and glassware decorating the room. It has a large fireplace that makes the room deceptively cozy. And if anybody, you can investigate, but it looks like a library.
Yeah.
Deceptively cozy. It actually genuinely looks cozy to player GB in his mind.
That was a mistake that I read.
Okay. All right.
It looks super cozy, guys.
So it's
This
like,
looks like the coziest of libraries. It'll be totally K. Just
I
walk
rolled
into
a
it.
14 on investigation.
Okay. Like again, it looks very different from the rest of the rooms that you open, and looking around, it is just generally a library. So you find books that you could take if you want, and you go over. There's the brandy. There's a nice glassware, and you also find near the brandy 2 fine cigars.
I'm gonna take one.
Okay. Being a noble, you know these are pretty good. They're about 1 gold each. They're all
Save these for celebrations.
I just want to keep it in my mouth. I'm not gonna light it. I'm just gonna hang on to it for now.
Guess what? Guess what else is in this room, guys?
A door.
You got it.
not it.
There is there is a door.
I want to look, scan the spines of the books real quick. And is there anything macabre, spooky, creepy, devilish, demons, any kind of occult type.
What languages do you speak?
I speak
You speak?
Celestial, Common, Infernal, and Quarai.
Borai?
Kalashar.
You see a lot of books in this room, and some you make out. They're just regular books from Waterdeep, different subjects, sciences, magics, history. But a lot of them, there are in different languages that you don't know.
Okay.
And yeah, they don't look necessarily macabre, but you don't know what it says either.
Right, okay.
I'm going to look at the books with Sam.
Okay. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, and Sylvan.
Okay. Again, you find some books that you know the language of. Some in Sylvan. Some maybe say about the Feywild, some fey creatures, some in Celestial, maybe some history of Celestials or different celestial beings. But again, there's other books you can't really read.
Take a handful of books and just pour them into my pouch.
How
Doesn't
big
matter
is
what
your
language.
pouch?
I don't know. I have a standard backpack.
It would be like a large
somewhere.
sack, right?
Yeah, I just hooked it to my back and just poured a bunch of books into it. These are mine now.
Santa?
You're not stealing it because it's our house.
Oh, that's right.
That's what Kendall keeps telling himself.
I'm not going to jail over this.
I have
I'll
the
take
key.
about 5-6 books. Just,
Okay.
these are mine.
You have 5-6 books in your inventory now.
3 of them are in a language I can't speak.
Yeah, 3 of them are in a language you're not even sure these are like letters.
Yeah, no, it looks fine to me.
Circles upon circles.
Yeah.
Spirograph.
And there is the door at the end of the room.
Ding ding. I'll go to turn the handle.
Okay. You turn the handle and you exit the library and you see that it opens up into a foyer. And to the right you see 2 double doors with a large wooden beam bearing them shut. And you're assuming this is the front entrance that you guys couldn't get to because it was shut.
Oh.
I'll mark the door and go back for the brandy, tuck it into my pocket, come back.
Put some really nice brandy in your inventory. And so there is a door in front of you, and when you look to your left, a door in front of you across the room, and when you look to your left, it is an opening to another room. No door.
Peek in around the corner.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
That's gonna be a 13.
Nice.
That's totally awesome, dude.
Yeah!
Radical.
So radical.
I believe in my friends!
And
You see. Do you have dark vision?
As a genasi, I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay. It's you see it's a low lit room, so you can see pretty clearly with your dark vision. So it's a low lit circular room. It has a large sigil that's painted on the floor, and it's surrounded by manacles mounted on the wall. A wide-eye center in the middle of a pentagram stands out in white paint with deep grooves gouged into the floor, and evenly spaced candles complete the circle's sinister implications. And to the west of the room, there's a dark cage.
I feel like the adjective sinister fits these implications right now. There's a lot going on in this room.
I would agree.
I don't want to be the first one to go in.
I've got it. And Zan will move in and try to avoid stepping within the circle, but trying to get some bearing over what maybe the runes or any of the inscriptions or whatever of the circle are.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
All right. It'll be a 12.
A 12. You can tell it's some sort of magic ritual. It obviously looks pretty dark, but you're not quite sure what the sigil and the runes are for.
All right. The cage, can we see into it? Or is it like a closed box?
It's not let me see. It's closed. And it is towards the back. Are you guys stealthing or anything, or are you just walking into the room?
Zan's the only one in there as far as I know, and
Okay.
he's not stealthing. He's investigating, other than staying outside of the circle drawn on the floor.
I would have followed behind to help shed some light on the general surrounding.
Perfect.
Okay. And you're walking towards the cage?
Yeah.
I'll just have I'll have a mote of flame in my hand that sheds light in a 60-foot radius.
You walk towards the cage, and the cage is towards
10 foot.
around the middle.
Very different. The fire that I can show for my hand. I said earlier 60. Totally wrong. It's 10.
That's a big difference.
Big difference, which is why I wanted to denote that. So
with the help of Kindle's flame that has a 10-foot radius,
I suddenly can't see.
you do notice it is closed,
Okay.
but it's completely clean and empty. Doesn't look dirty, doesn't look like anybody's been here.
If this is the front, the imaginary place, then the real torture chamber must be much worse.
As you guys are
Kendall.
investigating, this is interesting.
Ladybug and I should switch lighting.
Oh, this is great. Okay. So as you guys are investigating and looking into this cage, you both feel slashes against your back.
Ooh.
And
that's not okay.
you both take
Uh-oh.
let's see. You both take 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
As you turn around,
Thank God I'm not a
there's
wizard.
2 skeletons on you and 2 more coming from the back. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
I would like to use my reaction to I believe it's Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Let me look real quick.
Should be a D8 or 2D8, I think.
Hellish Rebuke. They need to make a dexterity 14 save, whoever hit me,
Okay.
or take 2d10 damage.
Oh.
A
D10's
dexterity
way better than a
14
D8.
save. It is exactly 14. I rolled a 12 plus 2.
All right. So they only take half of this. Oh, well, that's good. Wait, nope, that's not good. Let's see, is that a 1? I've got these really fancy Dan. Oh, that's the 10. Okay, so 11, half of 11, 5. If they made it.
To the skeleton?
Yep,
Yeah.
the one that hit me.
Okay.
And basically they strike me and some I flinch, and then hellish flames reach from the ground and crawl up their skeletal form and flame away from my bond with the infernal powers as they were.
As you do this hellish rebuke and these flames shoot up from the ground to envelop it, you see it leaves little sharp pieces of bone on them.
Okay.
So, Kendall, what did you roll for initiative?
I rolled a 21.
21. Kiva.
24.
Oh. Zan.
5.
Okay. And Yuri, what did you roll?
How do you do it?
It
Okay,
is
so roll me
your.
a d20, and then if you look at your page next to your armor class, there should be a little square or circle that says initiative.
Alternatively, you can add your dexterity modifier to your d20 roll.
So I can look at your sheet, so I can look that up for you if you want. So you're going to roll a d20 and you're going to add +3. You have a +3 initiative.
So 12 plus 3?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we have... Oh, I forgot to roll initiative myself.
So 15 for Ladybug.
15 for Ladybug. Kima's 24. I'm just putting this in order. You want to talk to yourself?
I'm scared. That was half my hit points.
That was a heckin' lot, man.
They got short swords, bro.
I thought that I could fight against it, because, you know.
I need I need to switch up my dice. There we go. One of these and one of these.
You know, since we're here, Ladybug, how do you say your Twitch name?
Kawaii Dare, I think.
Kawaii Dare. Got it. Okay.
Dare.
I will Dare. I will try to remember that. My dyslexic brain looks at that and it's just a jumble. I truly am dyslexic.
Yeah. I feel your pain. Okay, Kiva, you're up first with a 24. You are at the entrance of this room, and you see about 5, 10, 20, not 20, sorry. 5, 10, 15, yeah, 20. There we go. About 20 feet away from you in the middle of this room to the right, Kendall and Zan are being attacked by 2 skeletons, and towards the end of the room, so about 40 feet away from you, there's 2 other skeletons coming at you. Just shambling with little like scraps of armor and short swords and general, not zombie noises because they're skeletons, but they sound like a really macabre like bone wind chime.
That's badass.
I love it. So one's coming towards us and one's coming to that. My reaction would go towards my friends, so I'll throw a dagger at the nearest skeleton.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
14 plus 6.
That hits.
Cool. Thanks for doing math faster than me. All right. 3 plus 4, 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 points of piercing damage, and since it's engaged with one of my friends, 2 points of sneak damage. So
Okay.
11 points
What?
altogether.
Who are you hitting? The one that hit Kendall or the one that hit San?
The one that hit Zan.
Okay. So you throw your dagger, and there's really nothing to purchase on since they're all skeleton, but you throw it in a way that completely slices the skull from the rest of the skeleton body. And this seems to like dispel whatever magic is holding it together, and then it just starts falling, and all you hear it's like hollow bones hit the ground. Again, like a really cool macabre like sounding like bone wind chime. That's really cool.
Magic's weird. I don't like it. As I pull out my short bow, preparing it.
Do you have anything else you want to do? Do you want to move? Do you have a bonus action that you can do?
No. I'll stay in the door, keeping my back against it, using it as a means of cover and propping myself against it.
Okay. Kendall, it is your turn. You have one skeleton behind you, and the one that was attacking Zahn is gone.
All right. Well, there's one in front of me. So I am going to look at it and say, it looks like things are really heating up, and I'll attempt to use my produce flame attack to strike. Or actually, I'll use my my unarmed strike. I'll use my unarmed strike to hit it.
Go ahead and roll.
All right. So my roll ends up being a synthetic 20.
That definitely hits.
Awesome! That means it's 1d4 plus my 4 for an attack damage boost. A total of 7 bludgeoning damage.
Whoa, that's totally radical, Jude.
Yeah! Boom!
And you're just punching it?
Yeah, I'm just punching.
Okay.
And then, are my fists considered light weapons?
Your fists
You're
are considered your
monk,
fists.
I'm gonna say,
I haven't really played a monk before, so I don't know how they work.
because I don't know rules that well, and because it makes sense to me, because you're a monk, I'll say, go ahead.
All right.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. I will strike. So that is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And then 1 point with the offhand because I don't add my strength modifier to it.
Okay, so you turn around quickly as soon as you feel the sting, and you see the skeleton in front of you again, shambling mound, weird wind chime noises, kind of like ratty, like leather armor on it with a short sword. And again, you're a monk. Your instinct's like, go ahead and punch it. You know, punching it for justice, friendship. And
I believe in my friends.
as you're punching it, you see little bits of it start to like pop off and like crumble. So you're taking a good chunk out of this skeleton. And it is now the skeleton's turn. And the skeleton, my little skelly boys are going to
I'm in my idle stance right now. If it was a fighting game,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of leaning back and forth for all you audiocast listeners.
he's going to I'm gonna roll to hit, and I'm rolling really well tonight, guys. Just putting that out there. That's an 18 plus 4 to hit.
That's bullshit, but okay.
And you take, I'll roll because it says like it's 5, but it says 1d6 plus 2, so, and that's 5.
That's okay.
points of damage.
Oh God! I do not look okay. I do not look great after all the good shit I was talking earlier. Level 1 is still level 1.
Level one.
one.
is
Level
the-
1 monk.
I do say I do like to start off my players. I keep forgetting to say, but in the beginning with one health potion, a regular health potion in their inventory. So you guys can add that. Because I just think that's fair than starting out with nothing. Level 1 is pretty. You got like
Hard.
10 hit points or 8 hit points. And I think that's all it can do. It is now your turn. You're next to Kiva at the entrance of this room, and there's one skeleton that Kendall is fighting, and there's two towards the back that are coming towards you guys. But they're still about 30 to 40 feet away.
Whose turn is it? Sorry.
Yuri.
Uri says, I turn into a cow.
Turn into a cow.
All right. Do you have a silent image style spell?
She's a changeling or something, right?
Yeah. Changelings can only, I believe, change into other humanoids, though, or other characters that share the same class type or
Body type.
Body type, yeah. So you'd be able to change into a humanoid.
So a goblin or a half orc or a bugbear or something like that.
Can the skeletons be scared?
I believe they can. I don't think they're immune to that. What are you trying to do to scare them? Are you using a spell?
Uri is saying she'll turn into a cow to scare them.
Okay.
Oh, she'll turn him into a cow. Okay. Are you just... Okay, so you're not using a spell, you're just trying to intimidate?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add your intimidation.
And Satan, you have access to the sheet, right? So like
I-
under skills, Yuri will be there. There's the skill section on your character sheet, and intimidation will be listed there. They're alphabetical.
Mhm. It is also your charisma modifier, which is a +2 if you can't find it.
19 plus 2.
Ooh, nice.
That was really
Nice.
good.
Sweet.
So, are you directing it to one of the two that are coming for you, or to the one that Kendall is fighting?
The one coming to Uri.
To Uri? Okay. So you look at this skeleton, and again, it's a skeleton, so it doesn't have skin or muscles to make expressions. But you look at it and you say, "I turn into a cow," and for a second, you swear you see a look at confusion and then horror on it, and it stops walking towards you, and it stays. The other one is still coming. Um, is there something that you would like to do as a bonus action if you have a bonus action?
I can't remember. Is Bardic Inspiration an option?
Bardic Inspiration
Yes.
is a bonus action.
Yes, it is
Okay.
a bonus action. So as
So-
a bonus action, you can inspire someone, and that means you give them a d6 to add to their rolls, like ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws. It says also you can do a healing word for bonus action if you choose to do so.
Uri inspires someone.
Okay. Who would you like to inspire?
Kendall?
Okay, perfect.
I will
And
keep a
you
D6
guys are
handy.
you guys are used to Kendall being the for friendship. You guys, we got this. But this time, Kendall, you look at Yuri, and she's giving you the expression that it just you can tell without words. It's just you can do this. You got this. You're Kendall. And you feel a surge of friendship just run through you.
I'm feeling fired up!
And now you have a d6 to add to your rolls. And next is the two skeletons. One is scared, so it's not gonna come towards you, Yuri. And since you are near Kiva, it's not gonna come towards Kiva. So it does start walking towards Kendall. And it is what's the speed?
I'm gonna try and bat its weapon away if it gets near me.
Okay.
That's just my AC. I can't actually do anything against it.
So one gets to you and it goes to hit you. It goes to hit you and it hits because I rolled the 19.
Oh!
Why can't I like roll like this?
I go down. I go
Oh,
down.
God.
I'm at 1.
You're at 1.
Roll for damage.
1.
Okay. Just the one. Wow. Okay.
Wait, 1 plus 2, so it's 3.
Okay. Cool. I drop.
Okay, you drop, and Kendall drops, guys. And the other skeleton is gonna start making its way toward Kiva and Yuri, and it gets to about 10 feet from you. And it is actually going to use its short bow on Kiva. And I'm gonna use a different die.
Nah, man. Be the first DM on the channel to get a TPK. Come on.
Yeah.
It's the 18 plus 4 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
And that is 1 plus 2 is 3 points of damage.
Oh, that's fine.
Piercing damage. And then we're back up to Kiva. Kendall is down, has 2 skeletons over him. There's one coming towards you. And yeah. What are you
How do you do potions from other people?
So if you're feeding someone a potion, then it is an action.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't
If you are drinking your own potion, it's a bonus action. What are you doing?
I'm dead now.
He's got coins on his eyes because he's dead. He's waiting for Sharon to come across the river Styx and take him away. You have to pay the
It's good to know
boatman.
you're prepared, at least.
I only had 1 coin. I'm
Kiva
not really
will
prepared.
You
take
get halfway
her
there and they throw
Stay
you off.
halfway and throw you overboard. Nice.
because I don't have a bonus action to do a hit. So I will take my short bow and hit the skeleton over Kendall.
Okay, there's 2 skeletons. The one he was hitting and then the one that hit him.
Either one.
Either one? Okay. Odds or even?
Odds.
Perfect.
The odds.
I keep rolling 1 on this d6, so I'm gonna keep it next to me, guys, just for you.
Going easy on us,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I
23
don't
to hit the skeleton.
generally to kill all my players. I started one shots, but
It's
I might
alright.
this time if you guys really want me to. 23 does hit, Kiva.
Mm-hmm. Is it next to Zan? Or near?
If San hasn't moved, then yeah, because San and Kindle were together.
Okay. So 8 points of piercing damage straight to that skilly's face.
Your arrow just shatters its skull.
I'll hold up my bow 2 for 2 as I duck behind the door.
Zan, you look over and it's like, that's pretty metal.
I would agree. I'm glad.
See, even chat's just like,
I know they turned on us, man. They turned
They
on
want blood.
Yes, I duck behind. I pull away from the door frame to move away from the skeleton.
Okay. So you
hurt
do
me.
shoot the one that Kendall was originally fighting, and that one's gone. And now there's one coming towards you guys, and then the one over Kendall. And it is now Kendall, roll me a death saving throw.
Oh boy. Hey guys. No hard feelings.
Does inspiration?
That's a
inspire
2.
death save?
It doesn't matter if it's a 2.
It's a 2.
Yeah.
We got
No.
one failed death save.
Yes. Yep. That's it. That's all I can do is die.
Well, at least it is not that skeleton sword because it's dead. Now it is Yuri's turn. Yuri, what are you doing? You have one action, one bonus action, and movement.
And you probably have some weapons if you just want to fight, and you should have 1 or 2 spells that you can cast.
You have healing word, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's a bonus action, so you
Yeah.
cast it on Kindle.
Or you could cast it on Zan if you really wanted to keep, your warlock
Keep someone
alive.
in the fight.
JPK spirit.
See, you always try to die, Indor.
I'm not trying to die. I'm trying to keep the party alive.
No, every game I've been with you, you've died.
That's
What?
true.
I was gonna bring up Hazel as an example, but
Yeah.
she also died.
Hazel died.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Speaking of which, might I just show you guys
Oh, yeah.
my bad
Yep.
bitch draw? For those who haven't seen our Urban Fantasy Noir one shot, you should.
Mm-hmm.
It is on
And
my
Indor
wall.
also has a Bad Bitch Junior straw.
I have a bad bitch junior.
Nice.
Please don't fall down, Art. That's okay. I didn't want it to fall. But I am just going to go to,
We don't decide
A
what happens
cutaway
in our
bit.
lives, unfortunately.
nope.
So, Yuri, what would you like to do?
Uri uses hideous laughter.
Oh,
Okay. Ooh. So, are you using it on the skeleton that's coming towards you, or the one that's on top of Kindle?
The one that's coming towards Uri.
Okay. Go ahead. I believe I have to roll for that.
It would be a wisdom saving
A
throw.
wisdom save? Okay. They're skeletons. They can't be that wise, right? Ooh, I rolled a 2. This is good.
no.
They have -1 wisdom, so it's a 1.
Nice.
They're skeletons. So it fails. And I believe
And it laughs its own head off.
GB.
My
So
halfling fighter bagged a demi-lich, snatched it out of the air, and stuffed it into her bag of holding.
Nice.
It's her pet.
as you cast hideous laughter, again, it's a skeleton. It doesn't have the necessary equipment to laugh, but all you hear is like this rattling of bones, and it kind of just falls on the ground, and you hear more rattling. It's like when you put a vibrating floor on like on the ground and it sounds louder. Kind of like that. um yeah, it's slowly moving across the floor.
From the laughter you have given it, or
And
forced
the
upon it.
creature is now incapacitated.
Woo!
You do have a bonus action if you would like to take it. You don't have to, but you can.
You can give out more inspiration if you would want.
Or could she cast that healing word?
No, because
after all?
Hideous Laughter is a level 1 spell.
Ah, okay.
So they can't be.
Right.
Yeah, only spell slot and a cantrip.
Cantrip.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorcerers go and mess that up on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorcerers also risk turning themselves into a potted plant. So
Even so.
Tit for tat,
So did you want to take your bonus action or no? You don't have to if you don't want to.
No.
Okay. Perfect. And now it is our Skelly Boy's turn.
Do I have a turn sometime? I'm after the skellies?
You're after the Skellies.
Okay, all right.
I think I completely skipped you in the
I
first
think-
round, so
yeah,
you
I
can
think
go
you
ahead and
did.
do a turn now. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
All right. It's like, did I do anything?
I'm so sorry.
So there is a skeleton by me and Kendall still.
Yes,
Kindle.
there's one that's over
Kindle.
Kindle, and then there's one on the floor vibrating.
All right. The one by Kindle is I will is it wounded or not?
It is not wounded.
All right. Then I will he'll sort of put his fingers like a triangle and snap like this, and a
Okay.
little dinner bell like triangle appears above the skeleton, and it goes ding, and spectral ghost forms like zombies, but they're ghosts, reach up and claw and bite at the skeleton. It's Toll the Dead. 14 wisdom save, I believe. Yeah. So 14 or better, wisdom save.
It's a 10, and we agree. We established that it has a -1 wisdom, so it's a 9.
All right. So the spectral skeletons rip and claw at it for 4 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh. I like the flair that you're giving to the
I do indeed
that's
like
the point
to
of magic, yo.
describe my spells. So
that makes me so happy.
yeah, the other night was funny because we were playing 7th level, and Wings was like, well, what were all the other spells, that you descriptions? And I'm like, I was making them up on the fly, so if you want me to go through my list, I'll just make them up as we go. So it's always fun.
So your spectral zombies come out and start gathering around this skeleton. It's like some weird undead war between them. But they do start like clawing and gnawing at this skeleton, and little chunks of it start coming off. And it is I'm gonna go back to their turn, and then it's actually your next turn, so you'll get something else.
Good. That's awesome.
I believe. Let me double check. Hideous Laughter. When they throw fall prone, incapacitated, or less. At the end of each of his turn, each time it takes damage, so if it's not damage, it doesn't get to make a saving throw. So does it stay incapacitated?
It gets a saving throw at the end of its turn. So it doesn't do anything for the turn. At the end of the turn, it gets a chance again. Okay. But if at any point before its next turn it gets damaged, it gets another save.
I reread that, and it says and. You're correct.
The and is the important part.
The and is the important part. And it succeeds with a 13. So it stops vibrating. And kind of like, again, it's a skeleton, doesn't have expression, but if a skeleton could look confused and then angry, this is the they would look it. So it starts getting up, and then it is. Did I go through the other skeleton? No. It is gonna attack you, Zan.
No.
Or Zan.
Zan is the way I've been saying it. So.
Okay. And that's gonna be. That's a synthetic 20 to hit.
Okay.
3 plus 2, so that's 5 points.
Gurk.
Are you dead?
Yep.
Oh god.
Unconscious.
Guys, I think I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
Yes. Do it.
Gurk.
I thought these skeletons wouldn't be a problem.
As a DM, always prepare for tits up.
Or
I
don't bullshit your way
This
past.
is the amount of skeletons it gave me. And it was like, if you want to up the challenge rating, you can add more skeletons. I'm like, I think 4 is fine. I think they'll be able to get 4 easily.
We cool.
This is the classic DPS characters, no tank.
Their tank was a DPS character who thought he could tank.
Yeah.
Using the power of friendship.
Know that I slaughter you all with love.
Yeah, we know, we understand.
So oh, this is great. It is now Sand, so roll me a death saving throw.
I don't think I have to until next turn.
It is now technically.
Oh, it's back to my turn.
Back to
Oh,
you.
son of a beaver.
That's
All
what you
right.
get for going.
Yep.
You got 2 coins.
I got my 2d20s. One fell out.
I'm all good. I got a 12, so that's
Okay.
yes.
So let's see who's going to die first or survive first. Kendall or Zam. Put in your bets now, guys.
Ooh, dice today. You can use bits. Use bits to make these bits.
All right.
So now it is Kiva's turn. Kiva, what do? Kendall is down, Zan is down. There's currently a skeleton over them, and there's one skeleton getting up from the floor.
I look to the skeleton getting up from the floor. I look to the skeleton over my friends. I'm like, fuck. As I run over to the skeleton, bypass it, and pour his potion down Kendall's throat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for the push. I believe it's 1d4 plus
2d4 plus
2d4 plus 4.
So 7 points of healing to you, Kendall.
Okay.
Kendall.
Kiva turns around and has a dagger up at this skeleton's, looking at, kind of shielding herself over Zan's body. Die today.
Kendall, the darkness that took the once bright world around you suddenly lifts, and you open your eyes and you see Kiva looking at you, and then suddenly turning around with a dagger in her hand, defending you from the skeleton.
Hey, Starshine, wake up! I can't do this alone.
I have never felt more attracted to anybody of the female gender.
Sure.
Stand up. And I'm going to, in tandem, strike out against the one that Kiva is fighting against.
Yeah, because it is your turn now.
Yeah.
So let's see.
That is a...
There's also like a
18
very
hit.
limp, dead, almost dead Zan next to you.
That's fine.
Kind of ruins the mood a little bit.
Yeah,
but...
that's why I'm not worrying about it. The mood is foremost.
What was that? 18 to hit?
18 to 18, yeah, to hit.
That hits.
That's gonna be a total of 5.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna strike again.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
3 points.
Oh, ooh. Okay, this skeleton ribs are coming out. One of its arm kind of like popped off because you hit it right in the I want to say juncture, but I know that's not right. Joint. There you go.
Joint.
Juncture.
Juncture.
Yeah, that's all good. I would have rolled with that.
And it looks like it's on its last legs.
And I'll just go back into my idle fighter position. A little bit more weathered than I was before.
You don't have any key points yet to flurry of blows or anything?
I don't believe I do.
I think you start getting those at level 2.
Oh, bummer.
Features, traits, class features. I can use, I can just use my unarmed strike at this point.
Yeah. If it's anything like my sorcerer, like a sorcerer, it starts getting the points at level 2, I believe. So now it is Yuri's turn. Yuri, there is almost a dead skeleton that Kindle is fighting, and there's the other skeleton that you had surprisingly giving made laugh for a skeleton. That's getting up and it looks like it's gonna start coming towards you again.
Uri says, what do skeletons have to do with mermaids?
Okay. It can't talk, but it looks like it's like, And what do you cast?
Uri does a healing words on whoever's doing the worst.
That would be Zan. So you cast healing word on Zan. So go ahead and roll 1d4 and add 2 to it, which is your spellcasting modifier.
Three.
Right.
Okay, Zan, you are back up with 3 hit points.
Okay.
Thank you, the lovely Yuri.
Excellent. Thank you.
I kind of pulled back from Zan. Sorry, I was kind of, over you.
It's all good. I've
Now,
been there before.
Is that your full turn, Yuri?
Yes.
Okay. And now it is that skeleton that you're fighting, Kindle. It's on its last leg, but it's still trying. It's
Bring it on, motherfucker! I'll bring up my hands.
I'll look at you, Kindle. Where'd you learn that word?
I think the cursing worked because I rolled a 4. Plus 4, so it's 8. I don't think it hits.
No, I have an AC of 17 because the power of friendship is enough for me to block most any of these pitiful hits.
Most any of the ones now.
Now,
Yep.
give us a few levels more and I'd probably be super dead. Because of my arrogance at being early level and believing in myself.
Your hubris, as it were.
Yes, hubris, Waterdeep. Ring any bells?
So this skeleton tries to hit you with its short sword, but you're too fast. You're running on the power of friendship and your new attraction to Kiva. You're slightly trying to impress her at the same time.
You're just beaming.
screaming for her.
He's more shocked you swore than anything. He's like, what?
That's how I prove that I'm a bad boy, maybe.
Oh, Buttercup.
And the other skeleton that's left is going to go after. It doesn't want to go after Yuri because it didn't like what Yuri did to it. So it's a little scared of Yuri. So it's gonna go after Zan because he looks like easy target.
Very.
So it's gonna go up to you. The room's not big, so it can make it with its 30-foot speed.
Yep.
And it's gonna go ahead and try to hit you with a short sword.
Natty 20.
Yeah.
That is the best response to a nat 20 from a DM. It's just that deep, profound, yeah.
Laughter. All right. Bring it.
Okay. Okay, that's 4 plus 2. That's 6.
All right.
Points of damage.
Fly changes. Death saves. Huggerk. Down I go again.
Well,
At least the counter resets.
it is your turn, so you can make another death save.
It's all right.
No!
Perfect. All right.
My bro.
What?
19. So a success.
Oh.
Okay, perfect. I love how everybody keeps dropping and we're not even like at the final fight.
This feels like the final fight.
No. Okay.
We lost Satan.
Why do you always do this to me every one shot I do?
What, almost die? I'm sorry. I thought I was more survivable as Kindle.
Clearly you were wrong.
I was super wrong.
Yeah, it's the bane of being an early monk. You're like, we don't need a fighter. I'm a monk. We're good.
I feel like I'm totally capable of handling the party's problems by my... And then I drop.
Down.
Next time, just saying, I do have a level 21 shot.
Yes. Satan. Yes.
So, Kiva, it's your turn now.
Math says it's 17
Okay,
to hit.
it hits.
I hit with my dagger. I should
Whatever
say
you
that.
do, it kills.
I can't hit with my bow and arrow because that'd be like, hey, you're 5 feet in front of me. Let me hit you.
Right.
7, 8, 9 plus
God, this is so
10 points of damage to the skelly bro.
Nice.
It only had 1 hit point.
Oh,
So,
You get the cinematic kill.
do you want to describe her? Or do you want me to describe her?
I'll do. So I stand up and I grab the skelly and you know how firebenders do that really cool like flare with their legs and the avatar. Yeah. I do that and bring my dagger down on top of its head, bringing it to the floor and dusting it down towards the jaw before I take one of the pieces and toss it across the room.
Ooh.
Nice!
And not to control characters, but I think Kendall, you're
This is pretty keen.
right. It's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot. My hearts are burning in the best way possible.
Yes.
Well, you're made of literal fire, so
Sometimes.
that makes sense.
I'm also
If that's
a
what you're
person.
into.
Also a person. Don't judge me by my fire, dude.
Kiva has no concept of what magical creatures are really like. She's like, yeah, sure, you're a person. Fire person?
Oh, sure, you're a person.
Uh,
I
okay.
roll.
So Kiva obliterated this already dying skeleton. Kindle, it is not your turn. There is one unharmed skeleton in the middle of the room left.
I'm gonna punch him so hard. I'm gonna
ahead
rush
and vote to
up
punch him so
and
hard.
I'm gonna rush up and do like a leaping kick. So like my body does more of like a 360 motion, and I'm going to do a heel strike against this individual if I can.
I like that.
That is going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
For 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then once I bring my heel strike down, my arms going down in a more fluid motion will then come back up in a more double fist punch as I extend my arms out to try and strike out against him a second time with a 12.
Ooh, it just misses.
Well, F. I'm punching with 2 fists, so the fact that it doesn't hit is twice as disappointing for me.
You go and punch
got this.
and it's like
Wait.
the skeleton's here. And
Inspiration?
Could I
You
use
do
my
have-
bardic inspiration?
I'll say yes.
Okay. Does a 13 hit?
13 just hits.
Yes!
You got this!
Thank you, Yuri. Does a 3 do what I need it to?
It hurts it.
Well, that's what I needed it to do. So
Still standing though.
winner.
Chicken dinner.
Kendall, maybe you should, yeah, you got this. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I don't have another health potion.
Well, you were completely impressed with Kiva. Kiva sounds slightly unimpressed with you.
That's okay. Maybe in enough time, the kindle of her heart will ignite.
All right, you deserve it.
So
that's it, guys. Good night. The game is over.
we did good. That's fine.
You good. You guys. You
One
did it.
last pun killed it.
You won D&D. And okay, so with that, Yuri, it is your turn. There is one skeleton left in the room that looks pretty hurt.
Uri stabs the skeleton with her hand.
Do you have?
It would be an unarmed strike, so that would be 1 plus your strength modifier, unless you had a short sword or a rapier that you would like to use instead, as those would give you extra damage.
Uri doesn't have any weapons.
Oh, okay. You didn't do the starting equipment. It's fine. Bards can do short swords, correct?
Yeah, they can use short swords.
So you can go ahead and use a short sword, which I believe. Let's see.
Use
It's a
your
1d6
dexterity
plus-
modifier plus your proficiency modifier to your d20 roll. So roll a d20.
$17.
All right, so 17 plus 2 for your proficiency is 19, and then 19 should be high enough to hit these skilly bros, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so a short sword would be
1d6 plus your dexterity modifier.
so it's 1d6 plus 3 for you. Ooh, my voice. Too much laughter. I feel like I got hit with hideous laughter. Damn.
Mhm.
I will be right back. Hopefully it's not Kendall's turn soon.
So I roll?
You rolled
Yep.
what, a d6? That's a 3 that you rolled, so that'll be +3. So it's 6 damage.
Nice.
It's a good amount of damage. So Yuri, you finish off the skeleton. Would you like to describe what you do to the skeleton? Or would you like me to describe it?
I guess Uri stabs it in the ribs.
Ooh, okay. So Yuri goes and stabs it in the rib, and it breaks the rib cage and goes right through its spinal cord. And Yuri cuts this skeleton in half, and it drops into two on the floor.
Nice.
Yeah. So now there's no more skeletons.
There's
But
only
there
death saves.
there is a unconscious Zan on the floor.
All right. Death save. Oh, a 7. That's a failure.
Ooh.
The score is
go.
1 and 1.
I'll go over to Zan and say, "Give me a health potion, somebody."
You can grab it from him because he does have a health potion if you would like to.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to steal your things. I'll take it out and pour it down his throat.
Blark, blark, blark.
Go ahead and roll a 2d4 plus 4.
7.
Nice.
Zan, you're back up with 7 hit points.
I've been there before. You could have left me. It'd have been all right.
Yeah, we're not leaving you, buddy.
All
Just
right.
pat his face.
Not this time. Without 4 hands, my smiley face hand drawing wouldn't have the same effect.
All right.
What?
I'll extend my hand down towards Zan.
All right. Help him up. And yeah, he looks about. And he's like, when I fall like that, sometimes they leave me for a couple minutes looking for my soul. And so he's looking around like there's no ghosts or spirits around him. And you see like for a brief moment, he almost smiles like, hee hee hee, but not quite.
Oh.
Startings of a smile, but then they remember, like, no.
The muscle memory.
They can tell if you're happy about things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have another thing on our list, and that's to cure you of these things, Zan.
Okay.
The room is clear. You guys can take a short rest if you choose to do so.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yep. For sure.
Click the button.
Boom.
Short rest done. I'll shorten it so like only half an hour past just because it's a one shot. And I like to change things. So let me get my papers. I have papers now. So what would you guys like to do? There is an opening at the back of this room where the skeletons came from.
I'd go down there if anything. That's where Skellies came from. There's bound to be more shit down there.
Exactly.
So you look at the opening and it does go left and right.
Left.
Okay.
I'll take the chalk and draw an arrow for us. Show that we went that way.
I think this whole entire time is saying right when I mean left. Except this one time I think I did it right.
Okay.
So sorry about your map making indoors.
Oh, I gave up a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could recreate this one,
Nope.
but I was hoping you could. I still want to see it.
Okay.
You go left, and it's a similar hallway to the one that you went into from the dining room. But it's kind of you were coming in from the end. So you turn left, and then it turns again, and you see that there is down the hall there is an opening to a cage to your left, and then a door at the end of the hallway.
I'll go up towards the cage.
Okay. It's empty.
Butts.
No, but
Nope.
go ahead and roll me an investigation check just for funsies.
Okay.
To see. No.
That is a modified 20.
Ooh. This seems to be where the skeletons came from.
All right. I'll go over to the door, tap the knob twice with my key, and then proceed to open it.
This room is locked.
What? And I'll look towards Kiva and just give the most exasperated, like, I did the thing.
Kindle, it has a key lock. The other ones you tapped with didn't have a key lock. That's why it didn't work.
I'm gonna try the key.
Okay, you try it. You jimmy it in there. There's no click.
This is a magic key. This isn't a key.
You did a good job. I'm very proud of you as I pat his shoulder and crouch down and use my thieves' tools to see if I can unlock it.
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check using your thieves' tool.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Well, you're like, it's okay, Kendall. I got this. Kendall, you see Kiva go down with her thieves' tool, and within like a second, she just goes, and it's like, I got it.
I pulled my tools away. It was a hard lock, really was, Kendall. You loosened it for me.
It shouldn't have needed to been loosened. Why
Some
didn't the key
locks
work?
are very tough. Some locks need that little loosening. I should know. I do this for a living. You helped me quite a bit.
I'm glad I could help.
There you go.
Big smile.
Pat his shoulder.
So the door is effectively unlocked. It does not open. What do you guys want to do?
Go inside.
Okay. You open the door. Then who's in front?
I'll be in front.
Okay, Kindle, go ahead and roll me a
Death save.
no, I'm kidding. You don't have to roll anything.
Sure. I'll roll it.
No, you don't have to roll anything. There's no traps.
It would have been a 14.
You probably would have made it if there was a trap. You open the door and you see a man in loose black robes sitting on a velvet dining chair. And it is flanked by two skeletons standing in a guard position. He raises his glass of wine to Lily as you enter the room. Which I totally forgot about her, so I shouldn't invite. She was just like, you guys got this, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm paying you, you know.
Exactly. Let's pretend she fought. And he raises a glass of wine to Lily as you enter the room, and he's like, honestly, I thought you'd be here days ago. We've been so bored waiting for your arrival. and he jerks his head behind him, and you see a beautiful red-headed woman chained to the wall. She yanks at the bonds and glares at the man. My apologies, where are my manners? My name is Hexband, and you have all broken into my workshop.
Yeah, that's true. We broke into this bit.
We did no such thing. I purchased ownership of this house for 1 solid gold piece, as is apparent with my key.
Ooh, I sincerely doubt that. After I'm through with you, I'll have to have a talk with Loper. He stands and gives a mocking bow to you guys, and he grabs the quarterstaff that's next to the chair, and he goes, "Now that you're here, sweet mermaid," he's talking to Lilith. I want to say Lilith. I miss Lilith. Um, he goes and talks to her. And he's like, "You can join the sacrifice to my patron. Money is simple, easy to procure, but power is not. Your legs came at a cost of Sanger's voice, but the reward I will get for all of you will make my revenge even sweeter. I'll make sure to kill her first so you can watch." At this, Lily draws her daggers and looks to you, to the group of you, and then makes eye contact with Sanger and says, "On your go," she whispers to you.
To who?
To you
I
guys.
throw my dagger at the guy.
You throw your dagger. Okay. I was gonna see if you guys wanted to talk or.
Nope.
Okay.
Not this time, chump.
So I will let that dagger be a surprise round.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll. And I'll remember to roll for Lily. No. Oops.
Now, with a surprise roll, is it advantage or just a straight roll?
I
Don't remember surprise round rules.
I think it's just a straight roll
Okay,
because
so
you don't have you don't technically have sneak attack.
Thanks,
right.
Thank you so much for the follow. GB.
Nice.
Do you wanna showcase what happens when people follow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, who was it?
It was Tankstein.
Whoa, huh? Tangstein?
Tankstein.
Tankstein. Oh, nice. Good game, name. So I take this maul and I hit that guy in the face.
It's so satisfying.
For every
13
fight.
to hit.
A 13 to hit. That just hits.
Yes.
Nice.
Where's my D4? That's a great question.
No
Hold
one
on,
ever
I've got to
knows
find
what
my new D4.
No D4. Come back to us.
It's the one time I lose it, actually. That's all right. I've got an extra. So 6 to hit. 6 damage.
6 damage? Okay. 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 So now everybody roll me initiative because only
Right.
this was a surprise. Because she went straight from as soon as he shut his mouth, it was like dagger.
Synthetic.
Nat 20 again on my
Synthetic
initiative.
20.
Synthetic 20. So nat 20 and synthetic 20. So I'm gonna give
But
it
that makes me at 24.
Okay. So Kiva and Kindle. You guys are always going right after the other. Just saying.
Just the
For
I mean,
theater of the mind, it helps a lot as the DM. Just like, okay, group A, group B, we're done.
Yeah.
Zan being the negative individual he is, he's the yin to their yang. I got a 1.
You got a 1. Oh, my poor Zan. And Yuri, what did you get?
What did I get for what?
Your
initiative.
So a D20 plus your 2 dexterity modifier. I'm watching my phone for her rolls. It's awesome. Discord. All right.
9 plus 3.
Okay, so you have a 12. Let me double check something. Ooh, okay. So you're and 12 vaccines, 12 skill. This really is just going about the same as the other one.
Don't say that. There's something.
I meant like the initiative turn. If you took that any other way, that's your.
No, it's on me. Okay.
I'm
That's
gonna
a-
die here. That's the
Exactly
situation.
it.
So Kiva, with a natural 20, it is your turn again.
All right.
Kiva's
I-
just going super fast with these daggers.
Yeah. I pull out my second dagger and throw it at the wizard dude.
At the wizard dude.
At
Okay.
whatever his name is. I don't.
Wisman.
Hex
Wizard
Vans.
dude.
Hex
Lamp.
Vans or Van or
Vax Hex.
Van.
or Vex Hands. however-
Vex Hands.
Vex Hands. That's how my mind reads it every time.
I miss. I got a 12.
That I think just misses. Yeah. So while your first one struck two, the other one just passes by his head. He seems to be able to anticipate the second one, so he kind of shifts a little bit and it passes through his head. And now it is. Do you have anything for a bonus action that you would like to do?
Oh wait, I forgot to add my proficiency modifier because I'm special. So it's a 14 to excuse me.
You are the most special, Jen, and I love you for it.
I'm so sorry. 14 to hit.
14 to hit, that hits. So
I'm
we
like-
rewind a little bit.
I bend the fates of time and say, you know what? No. Let me add 2 to that. And I roll a 5 damage on his
5
face.
damage, nice.
Painted on there.
So,
the number
well,
5.
where did your first dagger land?
I would say the first one hit him in the shoulder, and the
Okay.
second one made a twin pair right in the other
Ooh,
shoulder.
That's exactly what I was thinking, not gonna lie. That's how I was gonna describe it. So you see this man, this nobleman that was so high and mighty and so confident about himself, with 2 twin daggers stuck in each shoulder now. And there's a little bit of a look of annoyance on his face, just a little bit.
I give a mocking bow.
Yeah, I like your style. Kindle, it is now your turn.
All
Which
right.
I wrote your name as kind because I
Kindle.
That's okay. Because we're gonna do our best to do the punchies. And I
Do those
will
punchy.
I'll rush up and bring my hand down into like an uppercut with a flaming punch for my fire genasi ability. So let's see. I don't think a 9's gonna hit this fool.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Then I'm going to do a second strike. Thank you, Polish Gypsy, for the follow. And I will Greybeard, you can do it.
Do it.
And I'm going to try and strike out with the second hand.
Do
I'm gonna
it.
let you do your thing. Go ahead. You first.
Natural 20. So go and do.
All right. When someone follows and I'm on the show, I take this maul and I hit that guy in the face.
Every time it's what I want.
So good.
Okay. So
Action is endless.
my natural 20 on an offhand attack is going to be for 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Nice.
You guys are taking this guy out faster than the skeletons. Just
I
putting it.
know. I know the skeletons
One
kick
guy
our
versus
butt.
4. This is
Yeah.
much better.
Soccer stomping.
Yuri, it is your turn. What would you like to do? There's the nobleman in the middle and 2 skeletons next to him.
Uri tries to put the noble to sleep.
Okay.
Nice.
That would be using your last first level spell slot. You could cast sleep, so that is going to be 6d8, I believe.
It's a ridiculous amount of dice.
Sleep as a first level spell. Is the dude we're going up against immune to charm effects?
I don't believe so. I'm double checking that now.
All right, so that is going to be 5d8.
Do I have to roll
You don't.
or just okay? Okay.
Yuri does.
Yeah, so Yuri,
saving
roll
throw?
5d8.
Okay. So is it automatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those spells that if it hits your hit points, you go down, but you're
Okay,
not
good.
dead, sort of thing.
He does have saving advantage on saving throws, but since he doesn't have to make a saving throw, I guess that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, if the number of hit die hits the hit point, he'll fall asleep. And then it can spread the remaining hit die, I think how it goes, can spread to the other people, and then they can
Yeah.
go down.
If
Okay.
but undead are immune to
Mhm.
the ability, so it's only going to focus on this noble.
Okay.
So
Damn.
so Yuri, what was the total number?
It says 28.
All right, so DM, does our target have 28 or less health points?
Yep.
He goes night night.
Oh, good job, Yuri.
I really want to see if you guys kill this dude and then die because of these 2 skeletons. I really want to see this if this happens.
Yeah, so he is asleep.
My bro hands had 16 hit points. So is he asleep or is he dead?
No, he's asleep.
Sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just-
So
As long as he doesn't incur any damage or anything doesn't wake him up, he stays asleep.
Which is great because it was his turn next.
so he's asleep.
Sleep spell is so good at low levels.
For his turn, he just all you hear is
We could drag him to the sewers now.
and but next it is my dear friend Skelly Boy's turn. That's my next rapper name if you guys haven't.
Skelly
Boy.
boy.
Skelly boy.
Yeah, with an I though.
Oh,
No.
obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hobbit gang sign.
And I completely forgot what I was doing.
You were assaulting us with skeletons.
I'm assaulting the skeletons again. Okay. So what order did you guys come in? Because there's only about, I would say you guys were in the room because he was talking to you. But who was in front? I would say there can be 2 in front, 2 in back. or
I
you
was
can
trying
just
to open doors, so I would
Okay.
be up towards the front.
Okay. Anybody
I-
up there with Kendall?
Yes, I will be up there because I was being a bit condescending to this beautiful, bright spark of a person.
I couldn't
Oh.
tell. You seemed nice.
And I'm going to assume Zan and Yuri are in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So one Skelly boy is going for Kendall and the other one's going for Kiba.
I don't like magic.
How does a 17 and a 16 hit you guys respectively.
Who's
They
going
hit.
first in the respective?
17 is Kendall and 16 is Kiva.
Yes.
Yes. It was the
Did the
other
16
way.
not hit Kendall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the 16 wouldn't hit Kindle. 17 does, though.
Ooh.
Yep.
Because I said Kendall and then Kiva, I just did it like that way, so
Yep. That's okay.
maybe I'll TPK you guys with the last 2 skeletons.
Yes.
I mean, both numbers hit me anyway, so it does not matter which order they go in.
Kendall, you take 7 points of damage.
Oof, 7?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I'm glad we had this short rest.
I think, Kiva, did you use his own potion or did you use yours?
I used mine, and then I used Zan's.
So Kendall, you still have a potion.
I know. I'm just hurt.
And Kiva is gonna be the same. 7 points of damage.
Oh no! That's fine.
I like going into your character sheet and seeing how close to death you guys are.
Kiva staggers back and goes, "Yeah, magic sucks."
I mean, technically, it's just a short sword, so no magic this time, Kiva, unfortunately.
She's playing with the skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is Zan's turn. You're always our last one.
Yes. Oh, okay. So, because I haven't been able to say this yet, I cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
And is there? Oh yeah, cat cam. Oof. She's my familiar, I guess. Punk.
Great.
Yeah, at either of the skeletons wounded or
No,
both wounded? No. Okay.
they're both
Then
full health.
I will just go ahead and Eldritch Blast one. I will roll that again because it's outside the circle. Okay. So 14 plus 6, dirty 20.
That definitely hits.
All right. And oh, come on now. There it is. 6.
6 points of damage.
Yes, he points a
Okay.
finger and a black sort of stream of energy flies out and strikes with force damage.
And are you hitting the one that's fighting Kendall or the one that's fighting Kiva?
Kindle, because I saw him go down in the last fight, and I've never seen Kiva get knocked down, so we'll do
I
that
get
way.
knocked around pretty frequently.
Okay. That's going to be you said 6 points of damage, right? Okay. And now it is back up to the top with Kiva. You have
Cool.
one skeleton in front of you, one in front of Kendall.
Because my daggers are in a sleeping man I don't like, I'll just take the sword from the pouch I keep kind of tucked up against my leathers and pull it out and say, "Yeah, Skelly bro, let's go." Yes.
No.
14, 15, 16.
Okay. That definitely hits. Go ahead and you're using what, short sword?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
9 points of damage.
To the one in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. You see, that first battle kind of warmed you guys up.
Learned how to fight skeletons.
Yeah.
How to be killed by
There's too much
skeletons.
empty space, so it's kind of hard to hit. But you guys learned. And now it is Kendall's turn. You have one in front of you and one in front of Kiva.
All right. I am going to strike out at the one in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a 13 to hit.
That just hits.
Aw, yeah, boy. For a total of 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, that is just enough.
And then I'll look over at the one in front of Kiva, and I'll do a lunging strike forward to try and strike out against that one as well. And that is going to be an 18 to hit.
For sure hits.
Alrighty. And then that is going to be 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Well, the first one you take out with fiery punches. This one you hurt, but not quite enough.
It's more upset with me than I am at it.
Is Yuri still here?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yuri, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You do not have any more spells. But you can fight with your short sword if you choose to. Or
So-
give inspiration.
So Uri fights with the short sword.
Okay. So there is the skeleton that is in front of Kiva. You can go ahead and roll.
Is that a Roman short sword?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
High carbon steel. I love that thing.
Nice. More disturbed, I know what a Roman short sword is.
Gladius.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yuri, what'd you roll?
I don't know. I'll check my phone. It hasn't updated yet.
What do I roll?
So make a d20 roll, and then you are going to be adding a +2 for your proficiency modifier, and then what is your dexterity modifier?
I think it was +2 or 3.
3.
+3. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're going to be adding a total of +5 to your hit.
So what did you roll?
7 plus 5.
Okay, that's 12. It just misses. So you lunge out with your short sword to kind of do again what you did with that skeleton, because it was really cool. That last one that you like chopped in half, but it just misses. Now you do have a bonus action that you can use to give bardic inspiration if you choose to. I believe you have one more. But you do not have to use it if you do not want to.
Yeah, I do not want to.
Okay, perfect. And now Beck is just still there, just sleeping it off. He was talking so confidently, and now he's just knocked the fuck out. But it is my Skelly Boy's turn, who is in front of Kiva, and it is going to try and hit Kiva.
Is it another
Yeah,
crit?
Yeah.
Satan crits are the best.
So that's a total of 12 points of damage.
So I'm down.
What's your overall health, and what were you at?
I was at my overall health is 9, and I was at 2.
How much did you take?
12.
Well,
That's insta. Because you went over your maximum HP.
I think it has to be double. your
Does it?
maximum HP.
I
Yeah.
think it does.
I think it would have been.
I would have
Tell
to
me
take
it is.
15 points of damage to die.
Oh my god. I'm gonna check this. I'm so scared.
Let's see if Kiva's dead or just unconscious.
Am I dead or unconscious?
If you take if the damage exceeds your hit point maximum, equals or exceeds your hit points maximum, you suffer instant death.
Oh dear. I died.
So it's meets or exceeds, not doubles.
No, it's not doubles. It's if it meets or exceeds.
Early levels just took a turn for the worse.
Guys, this is my first real kill.
Oh,
You
Slayer.
killed me, Satan.
Thanks, Satan.
Hey, you're welcome.
This is the content we live for.
You got your coins ready? Cause
the boatman cometh.
So while you guys are pretty confident in taking down this man and his skeletons, the skeleton that looked like it was near its last legs, but it's still fighting, and it takes its short sword and it plunges it into Kiva's stomach. And
and
all
and
you
Zan is just like he always is.
all you see is Kiva choke a little, and blood pours out of their mouth as the skeleton goes and pulls the short sword back out, and more blood seems to pour out of Kiva's stomach. Kiva drops to their knees, spewing more blood on the floor, and falls to the ground, dead.
Oh. All right, DM. Answer your own question from Nights in the Courtyard a while back.
What's your
Now you
count?
know. Your
How-
first
what?
death.
Ooh.
Your first character death.
I love it.
We'll
So,
answer that at Nights in the Courtyards after this
Yeah.
show.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Next, it is Zan's turn.
Uh,
And there's one skeleton left that looks like on its last legs, and it just killed Kiva.
right. So Zan looks around him, and all the spirits that are usually there around him that left when he died last time, they're back, and they're all just standing there very still looking over at Zan, and Zan's soul begins to, or Kiva's soul begins to leave his body or her body, and you messed me up with Beltane from last time. The soul begins to leave the body, and the spirits around Zan begin to move forward to like bring Kiva's soul into the fold. And Zan, normally pretty quiet, is like, not another one, and he eldritch blasts the remaining skeleton.
Okay.
For hits with a 16.
It does hit.
For nothing added, 8 damage.
You just saw Kiva die in front of you, and another ghost added to your torment. And with that desperation, you blast your powers to the skeleton, and as soon as it makes contact, it obliterates the skeleton, and bone starts to disintegrate. The skeleton is dead, and you have an unconscious Veckhans in front of you who is responsible for all of this.
His soul will come up and whisper to you, Zan, take the short sword.
All right. And then So Zan seems to be, almost in tears and looks at nothing you guys see, and then just sort of steps over and picks Kiva's short sword up off the ground and walks over and just plunges it into the Vex Hands guy. Just lets him have it.
You take Kiva's short sword as she instructed you. You stand over the unconscious body of Vex Hands, however you prefer.
Okay.
And you look at them, and they seem almost peaceful. And you take the short sword, you hang it over their body, and after a second, you plunge it with all your might. And for a second, you think Kiva's hands are around yours. And as soon as it makes contact with his body, his eyes open up for a second. And much like Kiva's death, blood spurts from their mouth. Because they are on their back, laying on the ground, they choke on their own blood. And as you rip out the short sword, blood comes splattering across. And Vex's hand is choking on his own blood and bleeding out in his own home. And he is no more.
Kiva's hands comfortably squeezes Zan's shoulder and says, "Well done. Make sure they're happy when I'm gone," as she draws back.
And does she then fade away to wherever she would go, or does she remain as one of the haunting spirits around Zan?
I think she leaves.
Yes, that's up to Kiva. If she decides to leave,
Okay.
then that's where she fades away.
She's satisfied.
And a tear does run down his face, and he just kind of mutters to himself, "I could have used a friend." And then he looks over at some of the other spirits, and they're just, just gaunt and evil looking at him. And he's like, "But she's better off." And then he looks again at them, and they're just like that much closer to him, like we're always here.
Gnarly.
It's tough being a haunted one.
What were you saying?
What would you guys like to do? As soon as this is over, Lily runs to Singar. Cigar? Is that what I call
Sanger.
Sanger. Cigar. Sanger. Sanger the singer, I remember. And she talks to her. And she supports the bard as she unlocks her manacles. She looks at her and nervously says, "Hello. I'm Lily. I'm the reason you're in this mess. I'm very sorry, but I'm not sorry to have met you. I cherish the memory of hearing you sing aboard that caravel, and I'm at your service as long as you wish it." Sanger smiles and wraps an arm around Lily, not Lilith. I miss her so much. In a loose embrace, and as much as she would like to say thank you, she cannot, as her tongue was in fact cut out. And Lily, as she is supporting Sanger, looks at you and says, "Thank you, all of you. I'm sorry about your friend. Her death has not been in vain, and I'm sure it has helped stopped many atrocities that Hex would have done. I'll get Sanger somewhere safe, and I'll meet you at the yawning portal with your payment. You guys can take the time you need for your friend. Thank you. And she leaves with Sanger. What do you guys do?
So here's a question. Where or what happened to Vexham's soul? Did I see it go anywhere, or is it just seems to be gone?
Vexham's souls. Well, he would have loved to stay and torment you. There was a demon's name on his soul already.
Yes. Okay.
So, you do have, while you did lose a friend as your spirit, to be your spirit friend, you did not gain another demon today.
Player GB is happy. Zan
Shows no
indifferent.
emotion.
Yeah.
All right.
Whew.
I think we're just gonna do our best to carry our friend back to the yawning portal or wherever it is we're staying to figure out what to do with their body afterward.
Okay. So it's a bit odd, but people aren't unused to seeing others carry unconscious bodies. Mostly they're drunk or unconscious from being beaten in a bar fight. But seeing your somber mood, most people ignore all the blood that's around Kiva.
None of us have prestidigitation to clean it up.
Nope.
Yeah. You pay a little extra for the room since there's a corpse in there. And today you got your gold. You got Kiva's share of the gold as well. So that is that's 40 gold to split between 3 people. And you finish this day completing your job, getting the gold. But for some reason that does not escape people, especially you. The day doesn't end as satisfyingly as you thought it would. And that's where we're at.
Alrighty. So I would like to say at the end of the episode, thank you, Satan, for running once more this adventure. Jen, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. I love one shots. That means I can be as reckless as I want to
Oh
be.
my god.
No limits.
It's great. Thank you so much to Kawaii Dere for joining us on your first streamed D&D game.
I know it's so good to be part of, man. It's, you know, I mean, I'm 42 years of doing this, so it's amazing to be with a new person and stuff. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to DM it for you, Kawaii Dere. I'm very happy that you were here today.
Yeah. With that in mind, Satan, where can we find you? What do you do?
You guys can find me on Twitter at AlyssaVamp with 2 P's. I tweet a lot of stuff about my life, mostly nerdy stuff. And I also do other shows. My main show, my baby, my love is Plot Hunters. I am part of Plot Hunters. We are an all POC LGBTQ streaming channel, and we are now playing Waterdeep. We're about halfway through it, and there I play a half-drow barbarian fighter named Melina. And things are getting pretty juicy. Just putting that out there. Where we do stream Saturdays at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And you can find me here sometimes on Wednesdays, DMing or playing. And Thursdays, I do play over at Dammit Berry's channel. We're doing Horde of the Dragon Queen, where I play my Gothess Goth, Zaya. They are a Shatterkai shadow sorcerer. And sometimes on Sundays, I'll be over at Sir Star Wars channel, and we're doing a Shadows over Ravnica campaign. It's a community campaign, so different people play different days. And where I play my lovely Druid Centaur Zadia, which I played over here with in one of indoors one shots, which I love. And yeah, I do a lot of stuff. And I just started DMing. And thank you so much for Indoor and everybody for having me and letting me DM a game for you guys.
Yeah, this is incredible. Thank you so much.
Yay.
All right, and GB, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern. You can find me on Twitter, reposting, putting modding and modeling and terrain stuff there for my home campaign. That's what I tweet most about, because if you want to see any of this, you come to Indoor's channel or wherever I'll be playing. I currently have no games with Indoor except for the Wednesdays, which I will be here until May, sometime in May, where I will be over
Second, I
on.
believe.
Is it?
I think it's the 22nd because I think it comes out the 21st and
Yeah.
we're starting it right after.
And we will be doing Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and it'll be me and Albie Hackemup, our wonderful DM, and Lazy Bones will be all over there trying to survive. I play a Warforged gunslinger, so come see us there. It'll be a good time, I think. We'll see. And I do my own show on Sundays with lots of props, as you can imagine. I play Darkest Dungeon, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Graybeard's Tavern and on Twitch. And yeah, it's like I said, it's toy time for me, so I get to play with all my stuff and have a good time. So check me out.
All right, and Jen, where can we find you? What do you do?
You can find me over at the RPG Lab, where I'm a DM and a player. I DM tomorrow in the world of Ashenville, a homebrew game, and I'm taking my players through a hard mode campaign. And you can also find me over at the SS Adventure with Debaldi, as I travel my way through what it's like to play a halfling sorcerer with a lot of issues.
All right. And Kawhi Dara, where can we find you? What do you do?
Nowhere.
Just how we like it.
That's fair enough. I know that you are pretty active, not only in our Twitch chat, but our Discord chat as well. So thank you so much for joining in, because I know that you found your way into one of these games through our Looking for Group channel in our Discord server. So I'm glad that it serves the purpose that we all thought that it would, which was give people games to play in, because that's really important for our community.
Yes.
And if you have made it this far and you don't know who I am, hello, fella. I am the Indoor Adventurer, and you can find me here at Indoor Adventures, either on Twitch, YouTube, Podbean, Anchor.fm, Patreon. We even have a coffee, a Ko-fi. I always say Ko-fi, but I know that's not right. I just want to call it that. So if you are sitting at home wondering, how can I help support the show? We have lots of ways for you to help us out, whether it's just your viewership or if you want to help join in directly in the community and help either with getting things like a Tiefling Summer Camp one-shot PDF module that I wrote out. You can find yourself at Hell Scouts Camp. We also have a Patreon supported podcast called Nights in the Courtyard that we do typically after our shows, which we are hopefully going to be going into after this show. So if you are interested in that, you can find us at I am doing the command for Patreon, and you can find us there, which that is how you get the majority of access to all the other stuff that we've mentioned previously. But with that in mind, I would like to say once again, thank you, Satan, for DMing this. Thank you, Kawhi Dere for being a player in your first foray into D&D 5e, as well as stream games. And we will see you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.